and welcome to episode number 32 of Rime of the Frost Maiden. I'm Samson Paul, and we've got the party here with us tonight, and we want to welcome everyone who's not currently watching Critical Role play their board game on their channel. And if you didn't know it, stick around. It's not that good. Sorry, Critical Role.
Anyway, come watch us. We're original.
Listen, it's all about slander and drama to grow on Twitch. I think it's confirmed now that you have to start fights with other channels for people to care. So we're starting fights here.
Perfect.
Yeah, like
The gloves are off. And beneath those gloves is a sticky knuckle.
Yeah. They
That had
actually
recent use.
Oh my god.
They actually started banning some baseball pitchers for having sticky knuckles. Certain substances just banned for, their contribution to the sticky knuckle epidemic.
It's a real tragedy.
So sub.
Isn't it? Oh. But in any case, hope you're ready to enjoy some good time D&D tonight. We'll do a recap here in a second, but Chris, talk about your wonderful place at the tavern on Facebook.
Yeah, of course. Tavern is a nice little Facebook community. We share memes, we do contests, we have plenty of different kind of themed and scheduled posts depending on which day of the week it is, and we are accepting of people from the trans community, the pride community. We support BLM and everything else. Honestly, we're a pretty wholesome and great place. We encourage you to come join us. Facebook is kind of a garbage fire, but we're okay. Use the !tavern command in the chat, and you'll be provided a link, and you can come join us and hang out. So
It's a magical place, that tavern. I enjoy all the posts there. There's a lot of good community inside, good thoughts, good ideas. A melting pot, if it were, like a tavern.
yeah, I would say so.
Oh, well, would anyone like to plug their social medias at this time? Sounds good. We're going to go ahead and plug Duff the Unicorn on TikTok because she needs more followers. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Oh, man. So, as is customary, recap will be done by the last person in the chat, which is Andy.
So I will lead off this recap by saying this may be the last time I do a recap. Not because I don't want to, but you'll see. Okay, so last week on Rime of the Frost Maiden. So we're in the Lost Spire of Netheril, which the only reason we were even in the Lost Spire of Netheril is because of, well, yours truly, Black Churlaw. And well, after Lek barely escaped with his life thanks to assistance from his fellow team members, we did some looking around the Lost Spire of Netheril. And we brought the giant, what's it called? The
Basilisk.
The snake guy thing with the basilisk. Yep. We brought the basilisk. We almost brought it upstairs, but then that one wizard dude, what's his name? Dickface or Gendrick, yeah. He was like, no, the chamber's actually on that same floor, so don't go upstairs with it. So we took it in there, and Gendrick consumed it, and he almost was like, oh my god, I'm human. Then he blew up, and that was super cool. And then we just started looking around, and this is when I will throw in my name of last week's episode. I've named last week's episode The Revenge of Zizix. And so we were in the room where I was initially attacked, Lek, that is, by the Will-O-Wisp. And I didn't find anything in there, but Zizix kind of stumbled upon an invisible chest, and I'd already left the room, and so they basically, Zizix convinced Vega to get me to come in there and use my key that I found to unlock the chest, or to give it to him to unlock the chest. But Zizix cast darkness on me using the scroll that he swindled off of that one dude, and cast it specifically on me. Everybody thought it's, but unfortunately, Lek didn't realize that it was cast on him by anybody, and he rolled so terribly that he only thinks it was because of the room and no other reason. That's nefarious at all. And we found pretty much nothing else but a bunch of books. But what was found in the room was this magical bow and an invisible
Lek
box.
doesn't know that.
Lek doesn't know that though. This is Andy speaking with sympathy towards Lek. Yeah, as far as Andy knows, they just found an invisible box, and it was already stole. It had nothing in it. It was just a invisible box locked with nothing in it. Does that make sense? But Lek thinks it makes sense because he rolled a fucking 2. Anyways, so that was the end result of that. And at the very end, we found more books, and then we were like, let's leave. And then the bugbears came, and they were like, hey, we're bugbears. And we're like, hey. And then the bugbears were like, you could pay us, and we'll like do stuff for you. And we're like, yeah. So we hired the bugbears, and they came with us, and it's a good thing, because once we got back upstairs, we're not upstairs, but like to the world that's outside, that isn't like the top floor of your mom's house. Exactly. Once we got back to the wilderness, we met up. We saw this walrus. Was it a walrus?
It was a walrus.
Walrus. It was a walrus and a goat next to a tree, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And we were trying to be friendly, but the goat was all like, "Go suck a dick." So then we were like, "Oh no, this goat's bad news." But the walrus is like, "You guys are so awesome, love you so much." And then ultimately the goat ends up like attacking us because he thinks we're shifty. But because we had the army of bugbears with us, we just messed up the goat. The goat was obviously a druid, not a goat. And the tree ended up being alive. But the tree was cool, but we killed the goat real bad. Well, more so the bugbears did. And that's as much as I remember.
It was one round of combat, and at the very end of the round, the 6 bugbears all acted on the same. You guys had disabled the flying because the druid took flight as an owl and started casting the hailstorm on you. Brought down to the ground by one of you knocked it out, and I can't remember which one took it out of its owl shape. And then it was on the ground, and the bugbears charged, and I believe it was 2 criticals and 3 normal hits. Just one of the bugbears missed, because they had advantage, they had him surrounded, and that druid was beaten to a bloody, bloody pulp. And at which time, during that combat round, Carcass, on his turn, shoved Silas down to the ground because he remembered what he did. Silas.
Yeah, and Oral was a bitch.
Oh yeah, Oral.
Yes, Oral.
Freezing my toes, uncalled for.
Was that because you made a dick joke? I can't remember why she did that.
I mean, probably.
Well,
I'm sure it was a good one.
She distinctly said that you had killed one of her followers, and wasn't the first time that happened with this particular group. As if we go back to the early sessions, pre-Lek and pre-Silas, that person who was executing people that had cheated the lottery, that nearly killed Zizix on the first few episodes. That person was also a follower of Oral, and Oral intervened at that point, and now had made her presence known at this point as well. But Andy, that was a fantastic recap. That was just round of applause. I was very full of energy. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Sam.
And before we get started, I would like to take this time to say, if you are watching now in the chat, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Get notified each time that we upload a video or go live. This is the way of things, and this is how we grow as a channel. But without further ado,
Hashtag sticky knuckle.
Hashtag sticky knuckle. I will put that on the post for this video. We find the party just after the intervention of Oral, coming in and trying to stir the party up, making her presence known and that she is aware of this act against her. She sounded very condescending, very displeased with the outcome of this, and as she started to disperse, the party is left with the decision of where they should go from here. Last we understood, the party was planning on heading to Kaer Konig, as it was actually a shorter distance away than traveling back to East Haven. However, some concern might be raised by the party about bringing a pack of mercenary bugbears into a fairly unprotected village. As you glance back over and see that the bugbears are not done beating on the druid despite the intervention of Oral, and just wiping the blood all over themselves and just partaking in the kill. So, at this point, characters have another confirmation to make on which direction they would like to be going. As you guys look around and see that the sun will probably be up for another couple of hours. Not much time of daylight left, but traveling at night or during the darkness is doable. What would you guys like to do?
Well, that was dreadful.
Yep.
Where are we going? Are we going to Kaer Konig? Are we going elsewhere? I'm exhausted.
Whatever's shortest is what I'm always for.
Do we know which is shortest?
Kaer Konig for sure.
Shortest would be Kaer Konig then.
Then let's go to Kaer Konig.
Okay.
It's my vote.
I have no qualms with that.
Carcass,
Yes.
can you help guide us, perhaps from the front?
Oh, yes, I could do that. I'm very good at finding my way.
Wonderful. Zizix, can we speak in the back for a moment?
Very hesitantly, he'll kind of raise an eyebrow and kind of look at Lysander, just to make sure he's aware of what's happening.
Do I notice this? His look, his glance?
Are you being subtle about it, Silas?
Nope. I said the quiet part out loud last session, so subtlety is out the window.
There you go. So, yeah, you would notice.
And Zizix, does he look concerned?
Zizix?
More just like suspicious, but like, hey, keep an eye on me because he's probably gonna try and kill me.
Okay, I'm gonna stick close to Zizix then. I'm gonna be subtle about it, but I'm not gonna be like right up in their business.
Lek has other thoughts on the matter.
Adriana, you're welcome to join us as well, if you'd like.
Okay, and she will.
So I'll wait for us to kind of start our walk and make sure there is at least somewhat of a decent distance between Carcass and myself, Zizix, and Adriana.
Okay. And you wander away and get a little bit of distance.
Wonderful. So, now that I have your attention, I need you to understand something perfectly about me.
What's there to understand?
I'm here to survive, and it does not benefit me to get killed by one of you people or to slowly pick you off one by one. That narrows my chances of survival and makes it a lot more difficult. So please understand that I'm doing what I'm doing to keep one of you alive, arguably the most useful to me. And he'll motion over to Adriana.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we're gonna maintain this though, Silas. Like, if he knows I cleaned out the bag and he's mad about it, how are we gonna... I mean, eventually that magic's gonna wear off, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about it in the first place. Like, I obviously don't want him to pummel me to death, but because I was just trying to help him. But I just don't know how long this can last.
How many people have you done this to?
What? Just Carcass, because his bag reeked of death.
No, Silas.
Oh.
Like, making someone do your bidding is kind of taking away a free will.
Where I'm from, back in Cormier, people don't have free will.
But we're not in Cormier. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, and I'm only using it when it's beneficial to us, or in this instance, to me. Me staying alive is very beneficial to all of us, I assure you.
Do you really think that Carcass can't be reasoned with?
I think that it's worth trying, but definitely we'd want to, do it not on the battlefield.
I could try reasoning with him, but I would want him restrained.
Maybe if you actually... Maybe if, you got to know some people, instead of charming them, they may warm up to you a little bit more.
I bought Carcass an entire cow.
Yeah. What else? Have you talked to him?
I've certainly tried.
Know who he is? Where he comes from? Where he's going?
Let me see if I can remember all of this. He comes from somewhere that's not here. Something messed with his brain. Therefore, he strikes out furiously. He kills everything. He eats people. And, he's very difficult to reason with. He lacks the, tact, as it were.
And see, a lot of that you've picked up from other people.
I've picked from my own experiences watching him.
Mm-hmm. Carcass was not always friendly to the rest of us too, but he once you just gotta find that thing and he'll warm up to you. And I just don't know how motivated you are to make him an ally. For survival, of course. I mean, he would kill all of us if he really wanted to, or at least he could try. But he can be reasoned with. He's a being that has his own will. He's easily susceptible to other people's suggestions, yes.
Yes, we also are going to have to explain to him what happened to the gold that he believes belongs to Pointy. When I cleaned out Carcass's bag, since I've been, paying for his meals and his hotel or his tavern stays and such, I took his gold and I've taken charge of it so that I can use it to, get him things he needs.
Wait, you took his money?
Yes, because he doesn't know how to use money, Sizzix. He just puts it in his bag.
Need to use money.
He does need to use money. He needs to eat. He needs to sleep in a bed.
He can do that by himself out in the woods. He can hunt. I've seen him kill things.
Yes, but he wants to stay with us. I mean, he likes eating in taverns, and I've always covered that for him. So that's why I took his money and have started paying for his expenses that way. But apparently, he disclosed that money belonged to Leon Ponte because of their heist involving the soup maker. Apparently, Leon Ponte was involved with stealing that and got Carcass involved as well, which I don't believe Carcass fully understands.
Well, maybe not, but that stuff is still his.
And it's been used for him.
That is entirely true. I did try to get Adriana to buy me something using his money, and she outright refused.
Oh, that's still walking a very fine gray line. You're using his for things that he chooses not to use it for.
Well, I had no idea why he was choosing not to use it. I thought he simply had no idea how to use it, which I still believe is true. But I think he just has no use for gold, generally. But when he's traveling with us, he needs it and doesn't realize it.
Well, there's a lot of things that he has that really doesn't seem to have a lot of use.
No, that's why I originally cleaned the bag out, because it reeked so badly. And I didn't think he would notice because he just throws everything in it.
But that's him.
The road to the Nine Hills is paved with good intentions. And
yeah, apparently.
Seeing things as morally gray versus black and white is, truthfully, everything is gray.
You know, I still don't feel good about what you're doing.
And I understand that, Zizix. That's why I've not tried to manipulate you. Also, I don't believe that you are as large of a threat, but not that you couldn't kill me. I absolutely believe you could, but Carcass could do it much faster and a bit more painfully.
See, I don't want to kill things. I don't want to kill people.
Then perhaps you can help me.
Help you with what?
For whatever reason, Carcass seems to trust you. And because I don't imagine you want to see anyone else in this party die, which I could just throw anyone else under the bus, if we are going to explain to Carcass what happened, then I feel I could use all the backup I could get, so that way my life is not cut short.
I am all for helping to reason with him. But, I mean, I can't defend those actions.
And if he can't be reasoned with, will you put him down with me?
I cannot say that I would. Like I said, I don't want to kill anything.
Yeah,
I will try and
do that either.
reason. But I am not. I mean,
I'm certainly not going to bring harm to him.
You all honestly disgust me. The way you look down upon me.
So then why are you with us? Why are you here? Really? Why are you here?
Survival.
You seem pretty comfortable in the tent that we found you in.
I haven't looked down on you. What is that supposed to mean?
I'm not looking down. I just think that what you're doing is questionable. You keep bringing up Cormyr like, well, this is how it is in Cormyr. And Zizix is just gonna look around. Buddy, we're a long way from there. We're all a long ways from where we came from.
I'm quite aware. I have a question for you, then. You say I haven't taken the time to get to know Carcass. Have any of you taken the time to try to get to know me?
Adriana just stares at him.
Let me answer that. You come off very, how should I say?
Abrasive, rude, like a jackass, I understand. And yet I decided to play a childhood game with all of you. I left myself incredibly vulnerable, and quite honestly, I felt passed over and a little slighted during the entire game. Granted, I was also trying to suss all of you out, so I had my own motivations, but I have remained a completely open book to anyone who wants to start at the first chapter, or pick a page in the middle for all I care.
You know, for me to get to know someone, I have to see how they behave first. I don't just open up to anyone. That's how trademarks get stolen. Or magical eye.
No, I have some information about that one.
About what one?
Well, your missing magical item, of course.
Missing? I'm not missing anything.
Oh, your belt.
Andy looks
Okay,
kind of curious.
I
Like,
got-
what are you talking about?
Wait a second, and Zizix is gonna point at him. You used that charm spell on me, didn't you?
Absolutely not. Like I said, I have no reason to charm you. And if I did want the belt, I'd certainly still be wearing it.
So what information do you have then?
Look at Zizix will look Silas up and down and said, "You know, I would think you would still wear that. I don't think you're smart enough to hide that from me."
Oh, I am incredibly smart, but I'm also not smart enough just to throw it away or try and pawn it off after I sold it. No, I would flaunt that I bested you. I am very vain. In fact, I'd wear it every day in front of you as a reminder, possibly nothing else, just to truly let you bask in my glory.
Silas!
What? I'm being honest.
Somehow I think it took somebody with a little bit more skill than you. At any rate, once you do something nice, or for someone other than yourself, maybe I'll feel like, maybe trying to get to know you, but your actions haven't made me want to do that.
Adriana, who bought your armor?
You did.
Yes, and I found this chainmail in that cursed tower that anyone is welcome to have. If anyone needs chainmail, I have some.
The rest of the
He
party,
did offer that.
you overhear Silas looking back at you, waving like some chainmail to make a point. That's all you can hear of the conversation, but he makes a point to yell that out to you.
So you're willing to give away something you found because you can't wear it?
And I spent my own gold to keep the person who keeps us all alive, well, to keep them alive a little longer.
He did.
And I do not part with gold easily. As you may have realized, I've tried to perform in every tavern to at least get us a reduced stay or possibly a free meal. And I will be perfectly honest, I hate performing.
Do you really?
Yes. I got into Bard College to learn about connections, to learn how to speak with people, persuade them, or deceive them. I got in so I could be better at politics, not to entertain people by strumming a fancy lute.
Huh.
But I graduated top of my class, and I was rewarded with a lute. And it was at that point that I realized that I could catch more flies with honey than vinegar, and it would be easier to get into parties and soirees as a performer than it was as someone who, as you have pointed out, is quite abrasive and very interested in pushing their own agenda.
Other than survival, what is your agenda?
I have a certain birthright that's been denied of me.
And you're gonna find that out here?
No, but I might find something to further my claim. Or I might just buy some time. Would you like to know everything, Zizix? I can pop a squat right now, I could invite everyone, we could sit in a circle, and I could divulge everything. I really don't care.
I don't want to know everything. I don't need to know everything, but I am always curious about what makes things tick.
Oh, well then, let me propose some kind of a truce with you. Once a day you can ask me one question, any question, and I will absolutely answer it honestly. I have no reason to lie to you. And while I still have questions to answer for you, you help keep me alive, at least a little bit longer.
I mean, I will do everything to keep anyone alive. That's why I do what I do.
How very admirable of you. Do we have a deal?
Well, this is where you show me you keep your word.
Oh, sure. I'll give you an advance. 3 questions, go. Anything you want.
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it much. Give me a second to really get maximum value out of my questions.
Very well. I'll be waiting.
And while that conversation is continuing, anything else from the rest of the party over in the other part of the wilderness while you guys are overlooking and taking a look at what's transpired in that group over yonder?
I'm just keeping an eye on them to make sure things don't get too hairy.
I suspect because of the weather, we really didn't hear much of what was being said over there, did we?
No, outside of him shouting out about chainmail, and that's really the only thing you could audibly pick up.
Right. Well, then, and this entire time, Lek has just kind of been very sullen and kind of non-responsive to his surroundings, kind of like deep within himself this entire time.
Clips, Carcass?
I'm just trying to find my way to the Karakonig.
I'm just keeping a safe distance and letting them air their grievances.
Okay. Notice that the bugbears are not too far off away from you, but they see that the travel has stopped, and they kind of formed a circle and have all taken a knee, and they seem to be talking amongst themselves, and looks like the leader might be divvying up the gold that was paid in advance to each individual group of his membership. But if there's nothing else, then we can go ahead and finish up with the other group. Zizix, have you thought of anything to ask Silas at this moment?
Not yet. At this point, I'm probably going to run up and kind of leave them and kind of just station to Lysander.
Okay. So you guys are... Zizix takes his leave from the group of 3. Are you two returning to the party as well?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You got all robotic. What did you say, Chris?
No, I said absolutely.
Okay. So, the group is reformed once again, and Zizek sticks close to Lysander before the other two follow up closely behind.
So Zizix runs up next to me. I'm gonna look at him and say, "So what was that all about?"
Oh, just Silas trying to cover his tracks.
Is that right? Care to elaborate?
Not quite yet. Let me do some investigative work.
Very well.
You just keep an eye on this thing, and he'll just slap the invisible chest.
Yes,
As best as I can.
Lysander and Eclipse are both carrying the invisible chest at this point.
That's what you did all last week, was carry the invisible chest.
Right. Yes.
So when I do that, I am actually going to use some magical tinkering and put a visual kind of mark on it.
Okay.
Will that still show up, or will that become invisible as soon as I put it on there?
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know if you've ever marked something invisible before.
I haven't, so I'm just trying to think of ways to require non-magical means for me to locate it. In a sense.
So if that is the action you were performing, let's see. Does it take much time to do this or anything like that?
No, it just I think it's just instantaneous. It doesn't actually give a it just says one action.
Oh yeah, that's quick then.
It doesn't give
upon slapping on the invisible chest, you leave your imprinted mark of whatever you would like that to look like.
That will basically just maybe just my handprint.
Okay, yeah, definitely. A small gnome-size handprint is left on the top of the invisible chest.
Ah, cool.
So, as the group is reformed at this point, the bugbears are taking a look over their shoulders and keeping an eye to see when everybody starts moving again, but they are content to hold up here for some time as well. What would you guys like to do?
So above table, Carrot Koenig, that's where our call thing is, right? Or
No,
is that
that's
Carrot Denival?
That's Carrot Denival.
Okay.
Carrot Koenig is with the drunken former adventurer mayor.
Right, okay.
The Dragonborn.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, how far are we from Kara Koenig?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Well, okay. Here comes my awesome survival check.
Also, DM above table. Charm person
me,
only.
18.
Oh, sorry.
What'd you say, Lek? 18?
Yeah.
All right. So, from what you could tell by looking at the map, you guys have not yet crossed the frozen river that lies ahead. So you would say that you have maybe 4 hours travel on foot left to go?
Okay, cool.
And what did you say, Chris?
Oh, I said full transparency. Charm Person only lasts 1 hour, so in 1 hour, Carcass is free to have his will back and do whatever he wishes.
Okay, thank you. So, Lek has come to the conclusion that you guys are about 4 hours away from Karakonig in a particular direction. Are you guys ready to head out?
I would recommend we get going. We only have so much daylight left and at least 4-hour journey ahead of us. So, shall we depart?
Sounds like a wonderful idea. Let's go.
I have them every now and then.
All right. So as you guys are continuing to trudge through the snow, the storm overhead has seemed to have subsided for the time being. It looks like Oral's presence has really sapped out the energy out of the weather around here. It's still cold as balls, but the snow falling down has slowed considerably since that time. After an hour, Carcass, you are no longer under the influence of Charm Person.
It's okay. I like being up in the front, helping to lead people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to stay up here doing that.
Okay. Sounds good to me. All right. Let's see here. So, I believe at this point you guys have made it towards that frozen river. The wind just keeps the snow flowing up against each bank on each side, and you notice as you start to get closer to this river, the snow is much more powdery, and it might take a little bit of time to carefully get down, or if you guys are in a rush and don't want to take the time to get down, you can make an athletics check. What would you guys like to do? Take your time or push forward?
I say push forward.
What say the rest of the party?
Forward is fine with me.
Same here.
All right. Then I would like everyone to make an athletics check.
Glad I used my nat 20 on that. Wow.
Very nice.
I got that 22.
Okay.
I can get the 25.
All right.
I also received a natural 20.
I'm sorry to take away so many nat 20s from you guys on an athletics check.
No, I was terrified, so thank you.
I got a 10.
Okay. Eclipse and Zizix. I believe I
Yeah,
had
12.
not heard yours. 12, okay.
Man, 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, very well done. Good job. So everyone is able to very easily plant their feet in a certain direction and be able to actually just glide down this small hill that leads to the frozen ice. And even as you get to the ice, you continue to slide with the momentum, keeping your balance, and it's very cool little move from the group here. Silas's Angels with a lot of dexterity here.
They learn from the best, which clearly not me, not the most dexterous person here.
And it's as you start
But
to
we float on angels' wings.
As you guys start to ascend to the other side of the bank and make your way up, you see that the sun has all but set against the horizon and the night grows dark, full of terrors. You see, as the night starts to really take hold, the darkness consumes around you. You see a sole light in the distance. Seems to be moving very subtly, being brighter in one sense, dimming out as you continue on, but it seems to be growing slowly.
What color is the light?
The light is it's a bright blue. It's like blue and white. Guess you would say it's kind of similar to the spotlight, just with a little bit of blue. And as it grows closer, you start to see the outline of a streak of light coming out from this area, and you can catch the snowflakes just falling down through this light that seems to be moving throughout the sky. It's centralized on a single point at the distance, but you can see the ray emanating out from this point, moving about.
Tell me I'm not the only person who sees that. I'm not crazy, right? Oh, good, I'm crazy.
Zizix says, see what?
The bluish light up ahead. That's getting closer.
So, does Zizix see this?
Yeah, you're definitely able to see the light.
He'll respond to Lek. No, what are you talking about?
Well, unless my eyes deceive me, I see a blue light. Does no one else see this blue light?
Zizix is gonna kind of grab Lek's shirt to pull him down to his eye level, pull out his monocle and start inspecting his eye. If he doesn't struggle.
Oh, did you need something, Zizix?
Kiss.
Well, I was just wondering how this works. Is it broken?
No, I don't believe so. If I cover it, and I will cover my orb eye with one hand, and just look at the light with my good eye, I still see the light with the eye in question covered. So I know it's not that.
When he covers that, Zizix will look back to the light if he can.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh my god, what is that?
Let's get up and look at Zizix oddly, and then look back at the light.
Does he
Perhaps oral.
take his hand off of his eye?
Oh, yes, I will take my hand off of my eye.
Where did it go?
Perhaps
the light.
orals returned. Go ahead.
No, Lek just has his hand on his head, and he's just very confused right now.
Perhaps Oral is returning to pay us another visit.
So you see it too. I'm not crazy. Or malfunctioning. And I'll look at Zizix sharply when I say that.
I didn't say that second part at all, or the first part. You still might be crazy and malfunctioning a little, but aren't we all? I mean, after all, we're here in this frozen hell.
Right. Always such nice things from you, Silas.
I am the kindest.
So, does anybody else see the blue light besides me and Silas, and occasionally Zizix?
Yes, I see it too.
Well, shall we investigate, or are we feeling more cautious?
I could investigate.
I mean, I'm always
Might
going to
as well.
investigate, but you know me.
And
Yes,
as you guys are deliberating, Brack from the Bugbear crew, he comes over and he says, "Get down. You don't want that thing to see you."
What gets down? What is it?
It's a cold light walker. We see it sometimes from a distance. But anything that comes its way, when we go check out the next morning, it leaves bodies completely frozen.
Oh,
If its spotlight catches you, it will not stop until it has defeated you.
Well, that sounds dreadful. It sounds useful, but dreadful.
does this mean we have to find a way around?
And as you take a look back, you see that this light is still kind of scanning on the horizon. It glances over in your direction at some time, but it's far enough away that it doesn't seem like it can really lock on to anybody at this point.
Carcass, do stay away from that thing.
Oh, but it sounds like something that might be fun to kill.
It sounds that way, but I'd rather you be safe.
And Brack is going to look at Carcass and he says, "I would lose many men if we fought this, I think."
Oh, that is okay. Carcass will be okay.
You have paid for us. It is only fair that we risk alongside you if you wish, but I just thought it was important for me to air the concerns of my members.
Those concerns are incredibly valid, and I appreciate that you've aired them with us.
I will await your
Yes,
words.
as much as I like to take the shortcut, in this case, if going the long way means avoiding a potentially fatal confrontation, then there's no reason to cut through if we don't have to.
inclined to agree with that.
So at this point, if everyone is going to be staying put, I would like you guys to make a stealth check as a collective group.
I got a 24.
Carcass is super sneaky.
A hot 5.
13.
Okay.
With my
14.
disadvantage, I lose a nat 20, and I
Ooh.
gain a 5.
Okay. Andy?
For stealth?
Yes.
Oh, hey, I got a 19.
I'm just bleeding all these good rolls out from you. Okay. Was that everyone? I think so. The bugbears they kind of create a little bit of a snowbank around their area, and they duck down behind it, just completely going out of sight. And seeing this, you guys might think to do the same, and do so very well. And you can kind of just peek over just ever so slightly, and you see that the light, the beam emanating from that single point, glances over, stalls for a second, and then whips away. Slowly, that light starts to angle away from the party and move off into the horizon, where it slowly dims from view.
Whew. Close call. Shall we continue?
I would like to walk up to Brack real quick and say, what did you say that thing was called?
It was a cold light walker.
What more can you tell me about it?
It's nothing more than a dead body that's been infused with the power of winter. The light is pure winter energy, just emanating a light. It's incredibly strong. It has the ability to freeze its foes in place.
Do you know if it is a machination of oral?
I would say that is a safe bet.
Dreadful.
As far as anything else that Brack tells you, he looks back to his group, and one member of his group comes out and says, it's as strong as an ox. However, it also has the ability to hit you from a distance. It's a truly versatile foe. And this is the bugbear that wields the bow. The scout of the group.
I only have so many things that are effective from a distance before I feel the need to get up close and personal, so it's probably best that we let that thing continue to wander.
And Brack nods in agreement with Silas here.
Thank you, Brack. Let's move forward.
All right. Who will be leading the way?
I would like to keep up at the front again.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
Oh, that is a 9.
Okay. You guys continue forth for another hour, it seems. And on the horizon, just vaguely, you start to see the outline of Kelvin's Cairn, which is the large mountain that resides near Caer Konig, so you know you're fairly close. But you look around and you don't see any lights immediately in the vicinity. Not sure if you went off course a little bit or just haven't gone far enough yet.
Do you think they got buried in the blizzard?
Do you think we're going the right way?
I haven't been to Caer Konig myself, so I'm not quite certain where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, I suppose that's about where I am as well.
What wonderful navigators we are.
The best!
Lysander, do you know where we are?
I'll help out.
Do I, Sam?
You can make a survival check if you would like, both of you.
All right.
That's a 14.
I got an 8.
So Lysander is able to triangulate with his familiarity of the cairn that you guys have actually overshot your turn for Caer Koenig just a touch, and he's able to redirect Carcass and point him in the right direction as he leads.
We need to go that way.
Well, I suppose we turn around then.
Crisis averted.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Lysander. I would offer to buy you a drink, but I've seen how much you could put away, and I don't want to be financially ruined.
Yeah. Which, Vega, if I hadn't thanked him yet, I need to give him my gratitude. But I appreciate the gesture, all the same, Silas.
I'm sure if Vega felt like talking right now, he would clear you of any and all debts. He'd probably clear all of us of any and all debts we might have with them.
You look at Vega and he's just nose deep in a book. Trunk deep, rather.
Vega, stay silent. If not only we are clear of all debts, but you are buying the first round.
Oh, I don't think so.
Shit. All right.
Speaking of gratitude, and Lek will go over to where Brack is. So I realize we're paying you, but I have to recognize how excellent your work was back there with the druid. Quite well done, Brack.
We are a unit. We are formidable.
Yes, and I actually had a question I thought I might ask you. And you know, and no judgment here, trust me. But have you ever attempted to acquire your services via the black market?
I have not been to a market at night.
Well, have you ever attempted to get people to pay you to work for them through perhaps illegal means?
And Brack looks at you and he says, I've never signed a contract for my work. And if that means that is illegal means, perhaps your work is of the black market as well.
Indeed. So, in that case, might you call your attempt to get work bracketeering?
Make a performance check.
Oh my god.
What did we
I'll
find
throw him
this
some
guy?
inspiration for that.
I appreciate the time that you took to set up that joke.
20-7, not 20. What's up?
Do you want to add that inspiration to it as well?
Add the fucking inspiration. Let me get that D6. Where's that little bitch? I found him.
Oh, that's so funny.
Let's see. There we go. 32 total. Yeah, what's up?
32. And Brack is stoic. But then you see the corner of his mouth start to smirk.
And everyone clapped.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
For the campaign's first roll over 30, DM inspiration to Andy.
Yeah!
Wow.
Congratulations, Adriana. That's wonderful.
Andy Finney.
Thanks.
Andy Finney.
Fuck. Thanks for the try, Chris.
No worries. I mean, you've never gotten it before, so.
With the assist to Silas to get over 30, but nevertheless, amazing. Oh man.
I mean, you could throw one of those my way. I'm just saying.
You know, I could, couldn't I?
But
I
you just reminded his wife that he forgot her note-taking inspiration. So
yeah, she did not.
Now
take
you're
as
in
good
the
as
doghouse.
notes. Yeah.
Oh man.
You're such a bullshitter. I took wonderful notes.
Yeah, but
My notes were better that one time.
that one time,
That
one time saved us a month's worth of
Actually,
in-person sessions.
the only reason I didn't have the information
Yeah,
was because I had to
true.
flip through my entire journal of detailed campaign notes.
Oh man.
You should have indexed them better.
Dance, puppets, dance!
My journal that I got at Barnes & Noble
I'm going to kill
before
him.
this campaign, I've gone through over half of it already.
Hey, Intrepid,
Nice.
welcome, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that was that was a long time ago, though. We should just let it all just, it was over a year ago.
Yeah, that
Just
was a whole
forget about it.
campaign ago.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
water on a duck's back.
Yeah, like water on a duck's back.
Quack.
But
But I'll never forget it, Sam. I appreciate the DM inspiration on that.
yeah. no
Neither
problem.
will I.
Yeah. Anyway,
Love and marriage.
oh man, DMCA incoming. But yeah, thanks for coming by, Intrepid. Good luck with the new podcast. Thanks for coming around. But as we regroup back into scene, with Lex just long way around for a great pun, because Lex had the time for that setup. Lysander redirecting the group back on the journey to Caer Konig. I'll go ahead and use your guys' survival checks for the next hour, and you guys arrive in the small city of Caer Konig. It is dark outside. The lights are on. And it seems like there are a handful of people walking about around amongst town. Nobody you immediately recognize. But man, do they recognize you. And they look and they say, "Oh, welcome to town. Is there anything I can do for you?"
Point me to the tavern, please.
And he says, "Yes, of course." And he points you over to the direction of the, let's see, let me pull up the town here. Let's see, this is the Hook, Line, and Sinker. And you guys make your way over there, and it's a quaint little establishment. A lot of people have been here before. This was where they had that special, the Hook, Line, and Sinker on the house to get people in on that particularly cold winter night. You come in, and there's a number of people there partaking in imbibements and imbibing. Imbibe? No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Libations?
No,
Libations. That's
Thank
it.
you. That's the word
They
Sean
are
uses.
Anytime.
imbibing and libations.
Imbibing and
I
libations.
thought of Sean too, and you.
As you come in, you are greeted by the half-elf that is manning the bar. And he says, "Welcome to the Hook, Line, and Sinker. My name is Eglandar. What can I get for you all?"
Something stiff, please.
Very good.
I've
Very
had
good.
a hard time of it.
'Twas what she hath said.
Very good.
Oh, look at you, Adriana.
A hard
What
one
do you
for
have
Red
in way of
Eye.
drink?
I have mead, I have fire water, and I have a lager.
I suppose a mead would be fine.
Very good, and what of the rest of you?
I'll have meat as well. Carcass, would you like anything?
Do they have food?
I'll get you food, Carcass.
No, Adriana, that's me. In fact, first meal and first drink. I'll cover it for our party and our companions as well, and I'll motion to the bugbears.
Oh, well, thank you, Silas.
Lek will raise an eyebrow.
Yes, consider this mercy. Although perhaps I could sing you a song of some sort to maybe lower that bill.
And he says, tell you what, the group has done so much for the town. The meal's on us. I just ask that you cover your companions that have joined since then, as he motions over to the bugbears.
Yes, I could do that.
And they all gather around on a separate table, sticking to themselves, and they order basically a half barrel of mead and a pretty much a cow. Like they just want the haunches, they want the ribs, all the meat eating goodness that comes from livestock. And when he gets back to you with their order, he says that'll run about 2 gold total.
Oh, absolutely. I'll just give him 6.
Says fantastic. Thank you very much. And he goes and runs back to the kitchen and starts preparing.
Above table, about what time of day is it right now?
So it would be around 3 o'clock or so.
Perfect. Well within the normal constraints of the working day?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. I'll bear that in mind.
No problem, no problem.
A second from now.
What is there to do here, anyway? You all are far more familiar than I am. Good talk.
Well, when the Dirigars aren't kidnapping people, here is just as good a place as any. There's mountain climbing. If you're into that.
I don't know. We've had quite the long ordeal getting here. I wouldn't mind, and I'm sure you all would agree with me, just kind of taking a little time to enjoy the tavern and having a few drinks and such, and giving Vega a chance to read up on his little books he found.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
See?
A moment of rest would not go unappreciated. Absolutely.
We still have that invisible chest, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to scoot it under a table and go up to, what did you say, Egglander?
Egglander, yeah.
Egglander, okay. And say, hello friend, do you happen to have any rooms available tonight?
Oh no, I don't have any rooms. You'll have to go over to the Northern Light, just down the way. It's the inn of the town. You recall the 2 sisters that ran the inn. You brought back their lantern.
Right, yes, indeed. Feels like it's been longer than a few days since I've been here.
Well, the work that you've done for this town has lasted every bit of that time away.
Thank you for reminding me.
Anytime. I have your drinks ready if you'd like to help me carry them to the table.
Of course.
And you get the order for the party, and Carcass gets a nice haunch of what looks like a lamb or a small cow. And meanwhile, Glander's taking all of the mead left over in a barrel with 6 mugs that they just willingly drop their mugs into the cask and pull out a full mug of beer or mead, and a plethora of ribs and big old leg haunches for them. And they seem to be very happy campers.
I miss wine.
Yes, I miss many things about, more civilized places myself, but it still does the job in a pinch. Lek drains his glass and motions for another.
And you'll have it in a short time. Excuse me. 3 silver for the rounds ongoing.
Oh, of course. Money.
Monday. And as you guys eat your food and drink your well-deserved alcohol and find a little bit of relaxation and warmth from the harsh environment outside, you start to take note of the people in the room, and it looks like there's a few people that have traveled quite a way to be here from other towns. You pick up on conversations that they'd be heading over to Frozen Far Expeditions to rent a dog sled and head out into the wilderness for a short jaunt before trying their hand at climbing Kelvin's Cairn. If I could have Carcass roll a d20.
That is a 9.
9. So you also pick up on a conversation that you only pick up an excerpt, but you hear that a Nabira Moorskull, an East Haven fisher, owned an enchanted fish hook that could catch a magical fish. While and her friends were out on the ice one day, a pair of filthy gnolls attacked them. They killed Nabira and stole her fishing pole and hook. Hunters from East Haven have been tracking the gnolls, but they've holed themselves up into an icy rift and dared not press on with how formidable that fortification looked. So there's a little bit of a story that you guys pick up on in this tavern.
You might consider that transaction null and void.
Would that be something we all pick up on, or just Carcass?
You all would, yes.
Well, Lexier's perk up.
Could be a little coin to be made in a bit more of an honest mean. Or it could be nice just to get a nice hook.
I would certainly not be opposed, since the last effort didn't quite go like I'd hoped.
Yes, dreadfully sorry.
Catch magic fish, count me in.
Yes, you could use all the help you can get, can't you, Eclipse?
I will beat you up.
I believe that.
I've seen her do it.
Have you?
Well, I've seen her beat plenty of people up. So should you. You have at least one good eye.
That's according to You, not so much with Zizix, but I digress.
Speaking of Zizix, have you thought of your questions?
I've thought of 2.
Well, let's hear them. I'm happy to answer.
Are you happy to answer in present company?
Yes.
What is the birthright that you feel has been taken from you? That you are seeking to, I guess, retrieve?
Oh, obviously, my throne. Let me rephrase. My name is Prince Silas Nuveris Nouvelle. My father is King Solomon Singra Nouvelle of Cormier. My mother, Queen Cyrilla Cassandra Devros Nouvelle. My brothers, my triplets, I suppose. There are 3 of us. Prince Fabrice Jacques Nouvelle, Nathaniel Judea Nouvelle. I am technically the eldest, but because of my condition and being the only one born the way I am, my brothers looking perfectly human, I've been passed over for what is rightfully mine.
That's awful.
Yes, well, this horn here, and he'll point to his broken horn, I owe to Fabrice, and, well, a number of other scars I owe to everyone else in that family. They've all been scrubbed from my kingdom's history, which was particularly shocking when a librarian seemed to recognize me a few towns ago. I'm not even in the family portraits, and we have to sit there for hours for those to be painted.
Wow.
So, that's 1. You have 2 more.
What is it that you really are, let's say, needing or requiring of Andy? You seem to take quite the interest with her, and seem to be really, how should I say, clingy?
Oh.
Andy raises an eyebrow.
That's simply politics. Adriana is noble-born like myself. So, should it be a condition where I can only take the throne if I have a suitable queen, Adriana is a prime candidate for that. It's not a marriage of love, it'd be a marriage of convenience. Don't worry, Adriana, I would never dare touch you.
Whoa.
Andy's eyes get progressively wider, and she goes, "Well, I know that, but I had no idea that was where your head was."
It's simply something that would make sense. Plus, you keep everyone else alive here. I've seen the way you use that magic of yours. It's beneficial to keep you alive for many reasons, not just the only one of saving my own ass.
Andy drinks her mead.
You handled the mug well, sweetheart.
And then she punches Silas in the shoulder.
Yeah, he just takes it.
Okay.
Have I jogged your mind to think of a third?
I mean, no, that just raises a whole lot more questions.
By all means,
Oh, God.
I'll give you another free one. We'll call it an alternate or a follow-up. I won't even charge you.
Well, now I gotta pick out what questions I want. If I only have an extra 2, let me think about it a little bit more.
Sure. Anyone else have any questions?
The group seems bamboozled.
Well, if not, then how about we divert our attention back to the potential score of the fish hook? I'd love to get my hooks into that deal, if you know what I mean.
Are we looking to do that right away, or could we get a night's rest beforehand?
I mean, I wasn't wanting to do it, but you know how these things work. You talk, you pitch, you barter, not barter, but you, what's the word, squabble over pricing, and then it's like, oh, we'll meet you here on such and such a day, and wait by the old oak tree with the woman who farts a lot, and then it happens, usually a day later.
Okay, Jesus. Okay, shush. Stop. Okay, we're doing it tomorrow.
Believe it or not, I was actually done, but okay, very well, Eclipse. Well, if we're going to wait till tomorrow, I am going to get another drink, and I will go back to the bar, but not stop at the bar, but try to make it look like I was going to stop at the bar.
Have you ever noticed how much he rubs his eye into all of us?
Yeah.
Also, insight check.
Yeah, go right ahead. And also, Vega pops up from his book and he says, "Hey, we also were gonna potentially look at the Mind Flayer problem."
Yes,
2,
that
I
is
must be
important.
tanked.
For once.
You got a 2, you said, Silas?
Yes, clearly this ale is having an effect on me.
It's a good ale. It's a good brew. It's got the slight hint of cranberry.
I hate it.
That's when you know it's good.
I hate it so much. Yes, the Mind Flayers we'll get at that soon, hopefully.
So, I'd like to continue, like, when I get to the bar, I'm going to stay there for a second.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to try and go out the door before anybody notices.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
$13.
I think you might be spotted by at least one person. Let's pull up the character sheets. Passive perceptions. I think Zizix has you pegged. Let's see.
Of course he does.
Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
What do I have impact for?
Oh, thank God. Nothing.
Vega does. Vega can see you. He notices. Nope. That's a nope.
I don't suppose I can make a case that my paranoia leads me to investigate instead of perceive. Nah.
Let me think about that while I check everyone's passive perception. Andy notices Lek leaving the bar and making his way outside. And
There he goes again.
Yep, there you go.
I imagine we may have a different visitor soon.
I'm gonna
What?
jump in here real quick. So, real quick, 1, I'm gonna follow him. 2, I think that we need to take this job and make a little coin, like you were saying, Silas. It'll be quicker than the Mind Flayer thing. We've faced these nulls before. I'm gonna go follow him because I have business elsewhere as well. I will let you guys settle this business transaction, and I'm gonna walk out the door and follow him. Eclipse, I'm gonna whisper, keep an eye on the invisible chest. And I'll say that's to Zizix too. It's under the table.
Yeah.
Bye.
Stay safe out there.
How
The
does
weather
one
is
keep
terrible.
an eye on an invisible chest?
There is a handprint on this invisible chest, so
Oh, okay.
Are we in the end?
Or a hand or a toe on whatever.
You're at a
Yeah,
tavern.
Eclipse can fill it with her tail.
The tavern.
Yes.
All right. So then, at that point, Zizix is just going to grab a hold of the chest, and go to the keeper and ask for a room.
There are no rooms inside of this tavern. He had mentioned previously that you would need to go to the Northern Light, the inn of the town.
Oh, gotcha. My apologies.
North.
I missed that.
You're good.
They liked us well enough that we pretty much get to stay there for free, right?
Yeah, you guys, but you got some
Right.
guests with you.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going after Lek. I'm going to see what he's up to.
All right, and you're stealthily following him.
You know what? Yeah.
All right. So Lek has made his way out of the tavern, followed by Lysander. Lysander, I will need you to make a stealth check.
That is a 14.
A 14. All right. And Black, what are you doing?
Okay, so and go ahead and tell me where this thought lies.
Okay.
But well, I wanted to be stealthy because what I'm going to do is what I was planning on doing was fairly nefarious. So naturally, given nefarious intent, I would probably want to double check that nobody's following me. So I don't know if his stealth check would be what would have happened, but I was intending to do that regardless of whether that was going to happen or not.
I understand.
So,
I understand. So what you would do is you would make, you would head out, and then probably as you turn the corner from the tavern, are you going to where's your destination? Like, are you going to an alleyway, another building? What's your
I don't
plan?
want to go. I don't want to go far, but I just want to go somewhere like an alleyway.
Okay,
where it's out of the way, no one really would look there.
So as you start to take a look around, as you come up onto a convenient alleyway, go ahead and make a perception check.
Nat 20, 21, baby.
Okay. Lysander, I need you to make a new stealth check as Lek has started to take a look around.
That's a 22.
Fuck you. God damn it.
And so, Lysander, you see Lex starting to turn his head to take a look, and you look to your right, and you see a big pile of snow, and you dive right into it, slowly coercing your eyesight to the edge of the snow pile, and Lex looks around and enters this alleyway.
Ah. Well, at least I'm alone now. So at this point, since I have confirmed in my own brain that nobody is watching me, I am going to cast Disguise Self.
Yep.
And I'm going to become I'm going to become a woman.
Okay.
It's just going to be like an older human woman, probably like upper 50s, low 60s, with graying hair, like a lot of really, really hardcore smile wrinkles.
Sure.
So many smile wrinkles, it's like there's two branches coming out of her eyeballs. That many smile wrinkles.
Okay.
And then she's wearing this like brown like robe, kind of over like some trousers, and she kind of looks like a merchant who maybe's fallen upon hard times.
Okay.
And she has a bag, and it's full of on her left thigh, and it looks like it's full of cleaning supplies, like ring cleaning supplies, like polish, things that make wax things, other ring things that clean rings.
Okay. Yeah.
Ring cleaning.
I get it.
believe I painted the picture effectively. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that is now who Lek has become.
Okay.
And
That is a mood.
This disguise, yes, that is a mood indeed.
So
and I will begin heading back to the tavern at this point. Yes.
All right. So I assume you take another look around as you exit the alleyway.
Yes, naturally.
Go ahead and make a second perception check to take a look around and see if you can spot anybody.
And
that's a negative. Is Lysander, you are staying put, keeping an eye, and you see this woman emerge out of the alleyway.
And I did watch him change into this woman.
You didn't see the change happen, but you saw Lek enter the alleyway and this woman exit. So you can make the choice now to either emerge from the snow pile and take a look around for Lek in the alleyway, or hold your position. Actually, let's see. No, I would handle this. I'd handle this a little differently. So, as the woman emerges out of the alleyway, Lysander, your eyes lock onto her, and you take a good look. I need you to make, let's see here. An investigation check.
Oh my gosh, that's a dirty 20.
So, as you take a look at this woman, you see that some of her clothing starts to just become translucent, just barely, and you see the that she's actually got some sort of robe on, and then as you take a look at her eyes as she's turning around, you catch a just glint of red coming from her eye.
From her left eye?
Yes.
Or her right eye, I guess, my left.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know what eye mine was.
Okay. I'm going to hold my ground, and you said that Lek, as this woman walked past me, correct?
I don't know exactly where Lek is going, so Lek, where are you going?
No, I'm going back to the tavern.
Okay. And this woman starts to walk back towards the tavern, passing you in the snow pile, opening the door to the tavern and making her way in.
I'm going to keep a very watchful eye from outside through the window on Lek.
Being stealthy?
Yes.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
While obviously there is some hints dropped that it could have been Lek, would Lysander know beyond a shadow of doubt that it is me at this point?
So with the disguise self, the creature would be able to see through your appearance. From a distance, it would have been just that hint, but as you drew closer and walked by, it would have become more apparent.
Got you. Okay, thank you.
Yep. So go ahead and give me your stealth check, Lysander.
Another 22.
Okay. If you would like to take another look around for anyone who might be following you as you enter the tavern, go ahead and make a perception check, Lek.
Okay. There they are. 7.
7. Yeah, all's good. And Lysander posts up against the window.
Looks like some snow followed me.
Yeah, you got a little bit of snow on your shoulder there.
Silly snow following me into the tavern.
So Lysander posts up at the corner of the window just to peer inside as this woman has made her entrance into the tavern.
Okay, is it is it back to me to
Yeah, go ahead.
do my tavern thing? Okay. I'm gonna go to the bar keep.
Okay.
And I will say, "Good evening, sir. My name is Griselda, and I hate to admit it, but I've fallen upon some hard times. I'm a merchant, see, but I have been unable to sell, so I was wondering if you'd allow me to ask if I could clean anybody's rings for a small fee here in your tavern. If not, it's quite all right, but I thought, why not? Give it a try. Hard times and such."
And the tavern keeper looks to you and he says, "Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. What, Griselda, was it?
Yes, Griselda.
And what town are you from, Griselda? I don't think I've seen you before."
Oh, no, of course not. See, I am from the town of... Pause while Andy looks at his city map. I am from the town of Tourmaline.
Oh, Tourmaline. I see. It's
Yes, I haven't lived there in many a moon, but that is where I grew up and spent a lot of time before traveling about, trying to sell wares and get a piece of the big world's action. But the big world is harsh, much like this winter we often find ourselves in.
Oh, you and I both know that this winter has been just completely non-stop. But by all means, if you would like to set up a little corner and I can write you a sign and say ring cleaning and make it well known that that is what your intentions are, I can do such a thing if you would like.
That would be most wonderful. Thank you so much, kind sir. And what is your name?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. He looks to you and he says, Eglendar.
Ah, Eglendar. What a nice, strong name. Thank you so much.
And he comes back with a little piece of paper that he's written ring cleaner on, and a little bit of malleable wax. And he goes over to the corner of the tavern, puts up a chair, and sticks it to the side of the wall. And he says, "Oh, I forgot." And it says, he crosses out cleaner and puts cleaning by Griselda.
It's perfect. Thank you so much. It communicates the message, yet has seen hard times, much like me.
Oh my god, I'm losing it.
So you set up in your little corner, Lysander. You're outside peering in, like a poor boy looking in on a Christmas that he is not a part of.
I had a roommate in college who performed ring cleaning to pay tuition, although it wasn't that kind of a ring.
That's what I thought you were doing with that, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's 2021. We all clean rings now.
So, As this woman is set up shop in the corner of this tavern, the party sees that there's a ring cleaning service, if anyone is interested by that.
I am only interested in the pastry lady. That's it.
And I can see the sign and everything that he has put up under the guise of this woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep watching to see how this plays out.
Andy will, she's kind of looking for an excuse to, like, wander away from the table after the declared and potential intent of a, convenience wedding. So she will go over to the, ring cleaning lady and ask, how much?
Oh, it's just, see, it's only, 2 coppers to clean a ring. I know it's not much, but, you know, I do what I can. If I clean 2 rings, it's, well, 4 coppers. I guess that's why I'm such a terrible merchant. Oh, gee.
Andy will give her 10 silver and hand over the ring she's wearing to be cleaned.
And which ring was that?
The only ring she has, her family ring.
Okay.
Okay. So I am going to actually play act at cleaning the ring with my fake supplies, but I'll use prestidigitation. I'll actually clean it. I'm not an asshole. And then once it's clean, I'm probably gonna have to make a few checks here.
You are actually, but please continue your thought.
Yes, I'm going to want to make a cast a. Hold on a second. Make sure I got the right spell. Minor illusion to make an object that is an identical ring.
Okay.
That I am going to attempt to switch out with the family ring.
Okay, so I will need you first to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
Hey boy.
Well, lucky for me, that's one of my better areas. 17.
You take 14 points of radiant damage as you hold on to this ring for a little bit too long, and it shocks you, and then a voice in your head
says, "Ah! What was this? Ah! Put it away!"
Did he say put it on?
No. Do not put it on! Do not put the ring on!
I can talk to him in my head, right?
Yes.
And in my head, I say,
Yes, you can.
You don't want the ring, my lord?
It burns. I felt that.
So that means it's not good for consumption?
Let me try.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're gonna take another 10 points of radiant damage from contact with this ring.
Oh my god!
As the eye tried to briefly try to bring the essence of the magic bestowed upon this ring into you, you feel the sharp pain entering through your eye and traveling down to your tendrils of your spinal cord and just radiating through you like lightning.
Okay, I'm going to give the real ring back to Adriana as quick as possible before I fucking die.
Is it clean?
Oh, I did say I cast Prestidigitation on it before
Awesome.
I tried to switch it up. Yes.
Then she'll say, "Thank you so much. I hope that helps."
You're so welcome. Oh.
From my vantage point outside, do I see how he reacts to the ring?
Yeah, so that's a good question that I hadn't addressed yet. So Lek, I assume you're withholding your pain when you came in contact with the ring, right?
I am doing my best to,
Yeah,
but
so
obviously that's up to fate.
Let's make
I mean, Andy just thinks she's constipated.
Let's make that a Constitution saving throw. We
both
know that Lex.
Saving throw.
No, Constitution. But we both know that Lex's character is not constipated. It's just free flowing down there. To bring back the pants shitting joke.
Amen. 17.
Okay. You wince a little bit, but you're able to withhold any visible signs of pain, audibly at least.
I am an Iron Mask.
I guess I probably cannot tell if it's the real ring or not.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say from that distance.
Gotcha.
Anything else? As Andy now has a freshly cleaned ring. Is the lady continuing to hold up shop at the front?
She is, if asked, which I mean, she's actually not going to because, well, you know, she almost died, and she got paid 10 silver for what she said was a 2 copper job. So in Griselda's book, that's a full day of work right there.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and take this time to take our quick break.
Well, I'd like to leave the tavern and go back to the alleyway to change back into myself.
Okay. So Lysander, as you're still peering in from outside the window, you see the lady put up shop and put everything back into her bags. She cleaned a couple of other rings along the way, so you can add another 6 copper to your wallet there, Lek. And
DM above table, about how long did they set up shop time wise?
Probably about I'd say no more than 20 minutes.
I think Silas might think that's a little suspicious. Guy just doing the inside as they're walking out.
Sure.
Never mind, that's my second natural one on insight for the night, so...
What a shame. What a shame.
It's good mead. Not better than wine, but it's doing its job.
Indeed.
Did anyone think of any other questions?
While they continue to think about questions, my Streamlabs is frozen up, but it's still streaming on the screen and playing correctly, but oh well. So Lysander, you start to see that this woman is starting to make her way out of the tavern. What would you like to do as you're still on the outside peering in?
I'm actually going to walk in as he's walking out.
Okay, very good. And there's 2 ships passing in the night sort of scenario, I assume, or would either of you like to confront?
Yeah. I'll even hold the door open for him and be like, "Pardon me, ma'am."
Thank you, kind sir.
All right. Lek makes his way over towards the alleyway, and Lysander, you find yourself back inside, approaching the party, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
And,
Welcome back,
I'll sit
Lysander.
down. Thank you. So, you'll never guess what I just witnessed.
Did Letgo get anything sucked out of his stomach again?
Not that I could see of that, no, but I imagine he's going to be walking in here momentarily. That woman that just left that was offering the ring cleaning service, that was him.
Oh, so he can do it whenever he wants. Oh, that's fun.
Zizix will be like, can you explain?
Whenever I went to follow him, I saw him duck into an alley and that old woman emerged in his place.
Silas will look right at Zizix and say, "Yes, it sounds like a terribly useful skill."
Terribly, indeed.
Can I roll insight to see if Zizix is really catching on?
Yeah, if he catches on to the... yeah, go ahead.
That would be a 12.
It's not a hard hint to pick up, but Terry rings into your mind and you kind of think he might have misspoken. But then your mind starts to wander and think, Terry.
And I'm going to look at Andy real quick and ask, are you sure that that was your ring that was returned to you? Are you absolutely positive?
And she's gonna look over the ring and say, yeah, I mean, it fits right, it looks the same. I was right there while he cleaned it.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing happen through the window. I didn't know what he was up to, but I find it interesting that he would go under the guise of this old woman to offer ring cleaning service, and then you just so happen to wander up there to patronize him.
I mean, maybe he was just trying to make some extra coin. It's not as though he solicited me in particular.
Didn't he?
If I may make a request, may we please use the pronouns of whatever they're presenting as? We don't know how they identify, and I figure if they're presenting female, we should respect those pronouns.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
Thank you.
She is currently still presenting as she, right? She kind of looks over her shoulder. Like she's really worried about getting this wrong.
Until Lek walks back through the door, we can assume that she is the proper pronoun.
Right.
Very well.
Fine.
Well, until Lek returns, which I feel will be any moment, I feel like he's got something up his sleeve. In fact, he told us that he was going to the bar, and thankfully, you guys caught him walking out the door. He didn't tell us where he was going, and how many times has he How many times has he walked off on his own and put himself in danger?
One time, actually, but, like, I just don't understand what you think we've caught him doing here. I mean, he didn't take anything. He...
Wait!
Sorry.
Wait, no! Silas!
Yes?
Are you saying that Lek took my belt?
No, thank goodness. I thought I was going to have to tell you.
Lek was the one that that fiend Carcass.
Yes.
What?
We have some information to retrieve.
Oh. Okay, how do we do that?
By force.
Oh, okay, good. I thought I was going to have to read.
I thought you said you didn't want to hurt people.
No. Hold on, Adriana. If Lek is going to steal a belt off Zizix, who is absolutely kind, has never been terrible to any of us, who knows what else they may have taken from anyone else here?
I agree completely, but I don't think we should immediately jump to violence, is all I'm saying.
I just want answers.
Okay, then ask questions, and maybe not incite violence just yet?
Might I make another suggestion? Sometimes it pays to get the answer wrong on purpose.
And as the party starts to contemplate that suggestion from Silas, Lek, are you making your way back into the bar with your normal self?
Yep. Sure am. I was planning on stopping by the bar and getting an additional drink before rejoining the party.
Absolutely. So the party catches Lek walking back into, unless you were you being stealthy on your re-entry?
Well, yes, I was going to attempt to be stealthy in the re-entry, yes. Well, no, I wouldn't. Yes, I would.
Yes, you would. No, you wouldn't.
No, I would not. I
would not?
I just walk in normal. Nope. No stealth.
Like, just to answer the question, is you is or is you ain't my baby?
Both.
The baby? Anyway.
The baby?
So, Lek, you make your way to the bar, you order another drink, and it's served up to you quite quickly. And you make your way back to the table, I assume?
Hey, what's everybody looking at? I assume they're all just staring at me. It would only make sense given
Probably.
what I heard but didn't hear.
Andy's gonna, like, lean over to Silas and say, "Now we stay here."
You! And Zizix is just gonna point.
Yeah.
Where is my belt?
Whatever are you talking about, Zizix?
Oh, don't even try.
I'm sorry.
We don't know? You think I don't know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then Zizix is gonna look over at Carcass and say, Carcass?
Zizix! Wait. So let's just talk first. Lysander saw you transform into the ring cleaning lady. Let's start there. Because now Zizix is aware of the potential that you may or may not have changed forms to take his belt, and would like answers regarding this.
It wasn't just my deduction. Silas just told me.
Yeah, sorry.
Told you what exactly?
Lek, please, the jig is up, likely, for both of us here. Eventually, I think it's best that we come clean with potentially everything.
Through a series of hand gestures, Andy's gonna request like 3 fire waters just for her.
I don't see how the jig is up for both of us, Silas. But B, to answer your question, Adriana, did I take anything from you?
No, and I'm aware of that. You didn't take anything from me, but considering the belt incident, Zizix is rather upset, understandably.
I suppose he is. All right. Well, I see I really have no way out of this, so I will come clean, as they say, and take whatever repercussions you think best.
Where?
I don't suppose. Oh, it's. Well, if you would allow me to start from the beginning, I will get to where it is. It's much easier that way. If I just jump to where it is, it really wouldn't make any sense.
Sure.
If I may.
Let's do that.
That is true. Context is important.
So, Lek, are you getting a
Indeed.
scan of the room before you start going into this?
That's probably smart. I tell you what I'm about to share with you is of a rather sensitive nature. I will tell you, but perhaps we could do it once we're back at the inn.
And you glance over
Wink.
to the bugbear
Wink.
table, and all of the bugbears are staring, and as you start to look towards them, they quickly whip their heads back and start drinking their meads very, very subtly.
Nice.
Bugbears.
It's like Dr. Phil for them.
Drama!
But if you really want me to have it out right now, then fine, I will. I'll just keep my voice down, so please listen closely.
You hear the
So do you remember
screeching
when-
of wood against the floor as the bugbears tried to subtly move their table closer.
Oh, I like them.
Well, at least we did share good old bracketeering, so I'm sure they'll be nice enough. Anyways, so do you remember when good old Silas over here, my favorite person in the world, had us play
Yes.
that delightful game of action or asshole or whatever it was called? Yeah, we both know who the asshole is.
Vividly.
Action,
Yes.
honesty, show some respect.
No, I have none left for you.
Fair.
So, anyways, I believe it was Eclipse who asked me the question who my patron was.
Yeah.
And I was very evasive at the time, and I lied and ultimately did not answer the question. Well,
Oh.
yes, I realize that comes as no surprise. It's my starting point, Eclipse. Jeez, don't get ahead of me. All right. Anyways, my patron is, I would say, a bit of a taboo issue for many. He's a lich.
And he chokes
His
under
name
firewater.
is Larlock.
There's a gasp heard to the left of you as you see the bugbears just.
I wish I could make you understand why I chose him as my patron. A lot of things that I've told some of you about my mother's death and my wasted life do go into the idea of the desirability of a life amongst the undying. But if you don't understand, that's fine. We each go through our own journey, I suppose. But anyways, part of the agreement for me to be, him to be my patron, was to retrieve magical items for him. And when you asked me when I first joined the group why I was there, that was true. I'm here to collect magical items. That is, I've never lied about that. But what happens to the magical items is probably what more so matters here. So the eye is kind of my way to commune with Larlock at a distance. And when I get an item for him, he consumes it through my eye, and he draws that power into himself.
Ew.
And every now and then, he will tell me of an item nearby that he wants me to consume for him, and so I do whatever I can to acquire that item so that he may consume it as part of his ongoing patronage of me.
Andy drinks an entire glass of firewater in one gulp.
More are coming. More are coming.
Andy, Adriana, yes, I dressed up as the ring lady to get a hold of your ring. I did not expect you to come to me quite so easily, but you did. But when I attempted to steal your ring and switch it out for a fake, it burned both me and my lord greatly. So I didn't take it. He didn't want it, and neither did I. In fact, it cost me quite a bit of health. So that's why I didn't steal it. Otherwise, I would have.
That are aligned with evil.
Ooh.
You hear from the bugbears.
No. Well, there you have it then. That is what I've become.
Why? Why would you
Why?
choose a lich?
Survival.
I mean, the disrespectful one is not wrong, but it's more than just survival for me. It's time. Time is everything. And when you only have 180 years of it available to you, and you wasted the first 90 serving people who didn't give two fucks about you, it becomes even more valuable to you. And when you lose the people that you love the most, who you want to spend that time with, and you get desperate.
But isn't what makes time
where I am.
valuable the fact that it is limited?
I mean, you see the cup as half full, I see it as half empty, I guess is the best way I can answer you, Adriana.
She drinks more firewater.
So, to what end does he consume magical items?
Well, I cannot begin to assume all of my lord's intentions and plans, but I mean, he's at a point where he cannot die. He craves power, and I suspect that's a way for him to get it readily available.
So you stole magical items from the people that took you in.
Well, I stole magical item from the people who took me in, to clarify. Only the one.
It's not even
So,
about the belt. It's about what you did to me for that.
Yes, I suppose I did. I did go through a lot to get it from you. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Zizix, you were not easy to do that to. And could have gone wrong in many ways, because I know how very smart and intelligent you are. I'm not just kissing your ass. I do mean that. But yes, for what it's worth, I mean...
Why didn't you just ask for it?
Well, I mean, outright ask for it like, hey, Zizix, I serve a lich. He wants your belt. Can I have it? Is that more or less what you meant?
Well, that would have made it a little bit more difficult, but if you had just asked for it without mentioning the lich, I probably would have just given it to you.
To be fair, I did ask if I could look at it before I swindled you out of it, and
I said yes. Once I've taken a look at it and seen if I could have a look at the magical properties of it.
Right. And I guess when I saw it on your person being worn, I assumed that I assumed, and that was my fault, to assume in the first place that you had no intention of actually following through with that, but I see I misjudged you, and I am sorry.
I was just comparing it to see the effects.
So essentially, if you do not provide magical items for this witch, it will take away the life that you have.
I mean, something like that. I fortunately do have one available to him to give that is mine, but I was not really wanting to give them up since they are fairly valuable to me, but as I've had pretty poor luck with acquiring anything lately, I'm probably going to have to give them to him the next time he asks.
What will happen if you don't give him these items?
I mean, I suspect he might take away the power he's bestowed upon me, or worse. I honestly don't really know. The whole reason I'm out here is kind of more or less a test of my allegiance and my loyalty, so I guess that would prove me to be unloyal, and, well, I would no longer be one of his disciples, I guess you'd call it.
And then you would be lich food.
Perhaps.
Is it something
So
that
you
you're
don't
trying
know.
to get
No, I
away
don't
from?
know. It's a bit of a conundrum, I suppose. On the one hand, it's not an arrangement that I enjoy, because it does make me more desperate than I would like to be sometimes. But on the other hand, what he has to offer me, I want it. I really do.
Well,
Hence my predicament.
you said that you wasted half of your life serving people who didn't care about you. But here, you have a group of people willing to befriend you, willing to care about you. But this lich is making you steal from them, and she gestures at Zizix. It seems a little counterproductive to what you truly crave.
If I might play my own advocate here, in the case of both Lek and myself, we weren't necessarily given the warmest welcome. I understand why Lek did what he did, and as much as I'm sure Lek understands why I've done what I've done.
Actually, Lek had a pretty warm welcome into this party. He was a bit
To be fair,
kinder.
I have.
Now, Silas, how long have you been sitting on this information?
Oh, I figured it out. Last town before we left for the Spire, and quite honestly, I was trying to decide if it was worth letting Zizix know or allowing him to figure it out on his own.
Quite frankly, I'm a little. I mean, yes, it's out there, and I actually do feel a little better for it, but why? I thought I could trust you, Silas. I guess that was my first mistake. One of many I've made, I suppose.
Trusting me is always the biggest mistake most people make, but he was figuring it out on his own. I just helped him along the way.
Was he figuring it out on his own? At any rate, it is what it is. I just don't understand how this helps you at all. But that's a moot point. But I just don't understand. That's all.
Maybe in time.
For the sake of the party, it's for the better. But it still confuses me what your intentions are for divulging this, Silas. If we're putting all of our cards on the table, it does make me a little curious.
Oh, it puts me on a pedestal, just a little bit, but, that's neither here nor there.
Proves you to be further untrustworthy, in my opinion.
And he drinks more firewater.
More coming.
I have been completely honest with Zizix today. Zizix has a free pass to ask me a question a day, and he still has 2 more today. So I'm honestly waiting for those.
Yes, well, I have learned that I am about done with you as a person, quite frankly.
It's interesting that you say that.
So you're admitting that we should not trust you, Silas.
I'm saying it's a smart thing to be wary of me. I offer you my allegiance and I offer you my aid, but I understand why you wouldn't trust me. As long as you understand that I have no intention to betray you currently. It doesn't suit me.
Right, currently. So what happens whenever that changes?
Well, that'll be a very interesting day, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Likely, it won't happen unless you all escort me to Cormier, and I don't think any of you have any interest in that.
Frankly, I don't have interest in keeping people around that I can't trust. If your allegiance is only temporary, then what value do I have in anything that you have to say is true? Even the questions that you're giving Zizix, under the guise of honesty.
Oh, because I have no reason to lie to you.
Yet, right?
Oh, well, if we, really want to throw all cards on the table, Carcass.
Oh, yes.
I do apologize. While you were sleeping, your bag smelled dreadful. I attempted to clean it. Adriana tried to stop me.
Andy looks at him like with a weird expression at Silas.
I am truly sorry for what I did and for betraying your trust. And I've been holding on to some of your coin, which I've slipped over to Adriana to make sure that you are properly fed and given rooms. But I didn't realize what it meant to you. So I offer my sincerest apologies to you.
Zizix I'll look at Silas very strangely.
Sticks, I have a question for you.
Anything for you.
Can I incite the violence now?
Who are you wanting
Zizix,
to
before I
incite
answer that question,
these violence on?
Can I ask Adriana a question before you answer that?
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Well, they have my things, and I don't have my things anymore. So, I think I should kill everyone.
I'll
If they
return
gave you your
things.
If they gave you your things back, would that be okay?
Oh yes, that would be fun. I just like my things. They are belonging to Carcass.
And there you have it, guys.
Adriana, can you return the coin that I gave to you to hold on to?
Yeah. And she still looks very weirded out by this whole thing.
I would like to roll an insight check on that.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Would this be against my deception in this instance? Because this is like the first lie I've told the party.
Yep, this would be a deception or persuasion.
Well, I'm not telling the truth, so deception. That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you seem to believe what he's saying at this point. He's claimed he's been nothing but honest this whole day, especially in part to his discussions with Zizix, and you find yourself believing him this time too.
Okay. Is there any other secrets that anybody else in the party is keeping? Because this whole night has been a catastrophe. So is there anything anybody wants to get off their chest? Any dirty deeds that need to be brought to light?
Yes. One more.
Like everyone's like, yes, I do.
Carcass.
Yes.
I also must apologize that every time I've been around you and I thought you were going to kill me, I've had to resort to less honest tactics to keep you away. Not lying to you, but charms, so I guess lying in a way. And I am sorry about that. I never meant to violate the sanctity of your mind.
Oh, no. My best friend, Ponte, and I will like the lies very much. So that is okay. I can forgive the lying.
Well, I'd be always happy to lie to you, Carcass.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Carcass, you're my best friend.
Oh, that's very nice. I still don't like you very much because you stole my things.
Yes, I will work on doing better.
And if Styx says it's okay, I'm going to kill you in a minute.
That is completely fair, although I would really prefer if you didn't.
Oh, Styx, he does not want me to incite the violence.
Carcass, you said if they gave you your things back, that would be okay, and no more,
Yes.
and violence wouldn't be needed.
That is true, but all they have slid out is Ponte and Oz gold. Where are all of my other things?
You did dump them on the mountain, and you never put them back.
Oh no! All of my bloody my bloody things.
Well, like I said, we washed those. They're still there. They're just not bloody.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't like that. Please,
Well, it won't happen again.
Please do not try and wash me, because I am covered in blood.
I promise. I will not wash you. I'd leave that up to Lek with his little prestidigitator whatever.
Aren't you adorable?
Okay. Do you all at least have all of the carcass and the point is money?
Yes. And Andy's gonna slide her out. What was the amount on just carcasses? Or like the amount that Carcass had totaled?
Like 350 or something like that, right?
It was around that ballpark, but I thought you guys were keeping track of carcasses.
Sorry,
separately.
yeah, I meant to keep track of it separately, but I don't see the note in here where I put it. So yeah, she'll slide over the 350 gold.
Yeah, that's fun, because Carcass would not have any idea how much it really is.
16 copper.
Well, you know the
350
color's
copper.
different.
Oh yes, I know which color is mine.
Well, in the interests of honesty and openness, I do have two other things I probably should take care of. First of all, here's your 10 silver back, Adriana, for the ring cleaning. I mean, I did clean it, but I would have done it for free if you'd asked me, so... Anyways, there's that.
Thanks.
Sure. And the other thing, I mean, unless Silas already told you, which wouldn't surprise me if he did, it's more of a personal problem. It's nothing I did against any of you. But before I joined the group, I had an encounter with a red slod, and it implanted its egg into me, and I saw treatment for it while we were in Bryn Shander, and he said to, if it starts to hurt and get red after 10 days, then that means it's working. If it doesn't, then we'll have to do surgery. So anyways, I have red slod. That's the other thing going on with me. Now all my cards on the table.
Okay, alright. Andy's gonna go over there and cast Detect Poison and Disease on Leg.
You cast it, and there's no poison or disease.
Okay. How many days has it been since he said that? Is it just a couple days ago?
It was probably around 5 days at this point.
It was about
Okay.
5 days at this point.
Are you having any hurting? Any pain?
No, I so far have not had any pain.
Well, I'm not detecting poison or disease, but I guess that doesn't really qualify.
Why would you not tell us about that?
Well, you know, it's kind of like the whole lich thing. Certain taboo resides around someone with red slot, and I think you might have thought twice about allowing me to join your soiree if you known I was infected with such a dangerous parasite.
Why are we upset that you ate red salad?
That's a great question, Carcass. Really, it is.
Use the brains.
Well, just let me know, and we'll check on it again in another 5 days. If it's not hurting or anything, we can figure out what to do. But maybe the treatment did work and it'll, fix itself.
It's certainly my hope.
It's not something I've encountered before, but I'll read up on it over the next few days to make sure I'm prepared just in case this treatment didn't work.
Very good.
And as you guys continue to have this discussion, I have something to say in the vein of honesty too. Brack, I slept with your sister. And the bugbears collectively
Eclipse's jaw is gonna drop.
Brack is gonna slowly turn his head towards the other bugbear and he says, "You did what? To my sister? It was a magical night."
You're making it worse!
Cheers to that.
And you see the grasp of the mug in Brack's hand just tighten, and you start to hear the cracking of wood under the pressure of the mug.
Brack. What would be worse? That they shared a beautiful magical night together? Or that he felt nothing from it, and just left her pining?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Andy gives Silas an approving nod.
26.
Claps all around. Claps.
When we return to the clan, he will have ceremony with her. You fought bravely by my side, but doing this behind my back, I do not approve. But now it is in the open, and I will give forgiveness.
And he slides one of her fire waters over to Silas.
Silas slides it over to Zizix.
Zizix just kind of looks at it like in disgust.
Eclipse will take the fire water and drink it since it's such a burden. God.
That's my new favorite Eclipse moment. God.
It's not chocolate milk.
Ceremony, is that a wedding or are they just going to bone in public?
You should go and find out. You can watch.
Andy wrinkles her nose.
That sounds terrible.
In some societies, it's a whole orgy. Those are the days I enjoy being an ambassador.
Well, I'm sure that's fine for some people. Like,
Yes, some people do enjoy such things. Silas.
not that you believe me, but I am sorry it turned out this way.
I mean, in a way, I'm kind of glad it's all out in the open. It's difficult. It was difficult.
It was. Now, I'm not saying you have to look at it from this rose-colored lens, but I have just lifted a mighty burden off your shoulders. That might be worthy of some kind of forgiveness.
Oh, Silas the Saint. Right.
And my angels, yes.
I don't say this lightly, Silas, but I'm gonna have to give it some time.
I completely understand. I'll offer you the same deal I've given to Zizix, though. You can have 3 questions now and 1 a day until I earn your trust back. Actually, offer it to anyone at the table if you have more questions for me. I am a bit of an egotist, so I do love talking about myself.
You know what my problem is, Silas? I only ask questions of people if I want to know more about them. Right now, I don't give 2 fucks about you.
That's fair. I'm used to that.
It's not because of the way you are. That you're a tiefling, obviously. I don't trust people that easily. Like I said, it's my own fault, but... Oh, man. Like I said, give me some time.
I understand, Lek. And I'm sorry. And for the record, I do trust all of you.
Well, I, for one, have not given any of you reason not to.
Yeah.
And if any person is not worth their word, in my opinion, they aren't worth shit. And you two, specifically, pointing to Silas and Lek, are full of shit. I am going to leave. I have business elsewhere. I need to go and buy a new rope at Frozen Fire Expedition because Brock ran off with mine with a woolly mammoth and impaled him. Zizix, if you would like to accompany me, I would appreciate it. And I'm going to walk out the door.
Before you leave, Lysander, I'll throw him 5 gold for the rope.
Also, before you leave, Lysander, I don't have to take a shit. You said I was full of the shit, right?
I'm just gonna kick him under the table.
Ah!
Danny goes indoors and drinks more.
Zizix.
Too soon. Sorry.
Well, let's go. Hey, Vega, you want to come with?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Hey, Vega, why don't you come with?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Vega, you've been awfully silent, and I feel like I may have wounded you greatly. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my feelings are kind of hurt, but well, Zizix, if you want me to go to Frozen Far with you, I can take my book.
Please.
Is everyone invited but me and Silas? Is that what's going on here? Good one, guys. Good one.
I wasn't either, so.
I
There's that.
only wanted to speak with Zizix. Thank you. So if anybody else feels excluded, well, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna walk over to Brack's table and throw Silas's gold on the table. Here's a little bonus for you on the payment that we agreed to. I'm gonna walk out the door.
And Zizix is gonna go and pick up his chest with Pointy, and then kind of follow with Vega behind him.
Okay. So those three make their way out of the tavern. Eclipse, were you going or are you staying? I didn't hear.
I'm gonna stay. That's fine.
All right, you guys make your way out of the tavern, heading towards Frozen Far.
Before we get too far, though, I just wanted Vega out of earshot of everyone else, and I was just gonna ask Vega for the key that I gave him.
Oh yeah, I have that right here.
Well, thank you. If you want to stay with everyone, by all means. I just, just didn't want to show Lek the key.
Oh, I've got a better idea. And he's gonna wild shape into a tiny mouse and right on your shoulder.
Perfect. All right, let's go.
So on the way, I'm gonna ask Zizix again, since we're all revealing secrets. What were you guys talking about on the way here earlier?
Well, Silas. So, back in that last battle with that big thing, Carcass kind of turned on Silas, and he said, "I know what you did," and was about to start cleaving. And then Silas then charmed him.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, and so he just felt the need to explain. Well, I actually needed him to explain because I feel like I've gotten close to Carcass, and he's not one to just instantly be angry. Yeah, he likes to kill things. What?
Indeed.
Not in a overly aggressive way. And he was I've never seen him like that. So you got all that out in the open, and how I didn't feel like I could trust him, and that I don't think that the methods of what had occurred was the right thing to do. And basically Silas had indicated that he has some self-interests for being with us, which I think is pretty apparent.
Right.
But he also requested that if Carcass tried to kill him, to see if I would intervene.
I see.
So, it was kind of just a hashing out of what actually happened because, I'm kind of on Carcass's side. It's his stuff. You don't take people's stuff.
Agreed. So was there a particular reason why you didn't feel like you could tell me?
Oh, I just didn't want to have a conversation like that while we're in the middle of a blizzard. That's all. I mean, it was that apparently was going to freeze us all in place, and this didn't seem like a safe place to, have a group meeting like that.
Well, that's why I wanted to talk to you on the way to Frozen Farm Expedition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't keep things from you. I don't keep things from pretty much anyone. I'm still suspicious of Heck or Lek.
I am too. Between him and Silas, I mean,
you know me, I like magical items, but I am not one to just keep them for myself. He really wanted it that bad. I can understand why he was doing that. I mean, heck, I create magical items. Like, why did he just come to me and ask for me to make something for him?
I know. And frankly, if I could sleep, I would not feel comfortable sleeping knowing that they were around. I don't trust either of them, and I don't know what I'm going to do moving forward. Because frankly, especially Silas, I don't feel like, as you said, he's got his self-interests. That his allegiance only goes so far until we have outlasted our usefulness to him. And when will that be? He gets to decide, so what does it matter?
Well, then we just need to turn the tables and use his skill set for our use. Let's be honest, there is a lot of things going on in this world that we just... Honestly, with this band of misfits of ours, I'm surprised we're still alive. Like, nobody trusts each other.
Yeah.
But I have seen what Silas can do, and there are some skills that we could utilize. We just need to be more willing to use him. I don't agree with his methods, but I can't really argue with his results.
And I can't argue with that statement, I'll admit. Doesn't make me trust him anymore. And I don't like the idea of using his own methods against him. But if you have some sort of plan up your sleeve, I would appreciate if you'd keep me privy to it.
Yeah, when I have the plan fleshed out. You know, it's still in the works.
Sure.
In the meantime, though, boy, have I got a surprise for you. And I'll just slap the chest again.
Yes. What is this?
I have no idea. But I bet it's good.
Sorry, what did you hand over? I missed that.
Oh, I haven't handed it over. I just slapped the chest of what's inside the chest.
Gotcha.
You know how to use a bow, right?
Use a boat?
A bow.
A bow. Yes.
Fuck yeah!
A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
It's a new car!
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, Zizix could probably use it as a boat.
Oh my god.
If necessary.
Boat Lysander. Like Sailor
Lysander?
Captain Lysander to you. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Captain.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Anyway.
Oh boy, that was a little weird.
Hello, sailor.
Spending a long time at port.
Wink wonk.
I'm gonna stop there before I say something really bad, but anyway. Yes, I know how to use a bow.
Good. Very good.
But before we crack that open, I would like to acquire the rope that we're out here to get.
Is it just any old random rope?
I always like to have rope on me. It's come in quite useful, especially in
Kinky.
these blizzards.
I have rope if you want it.
You have 50 feet of rope?
Do I have 50 feet of... Who do you think I am? And I'll raffle through my bag and I'll pull out my 50 feet of rope and hand it over to him.
Well, hell, never mind then. Let's crack this open now.
Yeah, let's
Why
go.
not?
Let's not do it out in the open. 'Cause, I mean, come on, man. We don't know who's watching.
There's a real
Let's,
convenient alleyway.
Not on the open, no.
Let's go to let's go to the tavern. Let's go to
Yes, we'll have some discretion, absolutely. We'll go to the inn. They like us there just fine.
Lead the way.
All right. You guys make your way to the Northern Light Inn. You see some familiar faces down in there. You see the two sisters that run the place, and they welcome you, and they ask if they can help you with anything.
One room, please.
You got it. That'll be 5 silver.
Why, certainly. And I'll throw over 5 silver.
Thank you. Down the hall to the left. You guys make your way down to your room and find it's unlocked.
Can I inspect the room to make sure that there aren't any unwelcome...
Sure, make an investigation check.
Eek, that's an 11.
Looks good.
Okay.
I would like to investigate too, just to be on the safe side.
All right, go right ahead.
That's a 21.
Looks good.
Alright, well, I will make sure to close any kind of curtains over windows, lock the door. Then I am going to cast Unseen Servant and command it to wait out the front of the door and basically start banging as soon as somebody is close.
Okay.
And I'll take out the key and unlock the chest and pull out the bow.
All right. And you see this very, very cold bow. You pull it out and it's cold to the touch. It's a long bow and it looks very, very intricate.
What kind of bow is this?
If you give me 10 minutes, I'll find out. And I'll start casting Identify as a ritual.
By all means.
All right.
I have nothing but time.
And Zizix does his little rain dance and pop. He identifies the bow. And you identify this bow as the Frosted Heartseeker. You can tell that this bow is very powerful, but there's something a little strange about it in the fact that there's one set of magic and then there's another set of magic kind of overlapping it. And the more time that you take with it to really inspect this bow, you realize that the magic of the cold seems to have overlapped the magic that was originally imbued into this weapon.
Oh boy.
What is it?
This is something beyond what I've seen before. This has magic laced on top of magic. Sam, do you want to perhaps send me what the specs on that is, or?
I can go ahead and tell you since it's a little bit of a homebrew. +2 to attack. It has charges. Let's see. I believe it is 5 charges. 6 charges. You regain 1d4 every dawn. When you expend this charge, you can do 2 different things with it. Using 5 charges, you are able to cast Investiture of Ice. Using 1 charge, you are able to cast Ice Knife. Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay, and because it's a magical object, I get extra bonuses to that. 1 sec. So twice my proficiency as well. Okay. Oh shit. That's a nat 20, so that's 29.
So, with your profound knowledge of the books that you've read, especially that pertains to the Icewind Dale region, the name Heartseeker strikes out to you. That was the name of the famous Drow Ranger, Drizzt Do'Urden. However, there was no frost magic imbued into it. This looks to be the one and the same bow. However, you're surmising with that check that over time, through the centuries, that this bow has been lost or forgotten, and its ability to draw in magic has actually absorbed the magic of the winter sorcerer herself, Auril, and imbued itself into some fierce wintry magic.
Whoa.
Damn. So you said that was 2 to attack. Is that also 2 to +2 to damage as well?
Yes.
And I guess that's on top of typical longbow damage, which is
D8.
A D8. And I assume that needs to be attuned.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. What is Vestments of Ice? Are these like spells that I can look up?
Yeah, Investure of Ice.
Investure, okay.
So, Investure of Ice. So, until the spell ends, ice rimes your body and you gain the following benefits. You are immune to cold damage and have resistance to fire magic. You can move across difficult terrain created by ice and snow without spending extra movement. The ground in a 10-foot radius around you is so icy that it's difficult for terrain for creatures other than you. The radius moves with you. You can use your action to create a 15-foot cone of freezing wind extending from your outstretched hand in a direction that you choose. Each creature in the cone makes a con save, and the creature takes 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, half as much on a success. And the creature that fails the save has its speed halved until the start of your next turn.
Jeez.
Indeed.
Right.
It's a 6th level spell.
Damn.
And Ice Knife?
Ice Knife is that is a very simple spell. That's melee range spell attack, D10 piercing damage of cold. Hit or
And
miss, no half.
So that just takes a typical melee attack roll.
Range spell attack.
So it uses int for that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and then the target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed a dex save or take 2d6 cold.
Also, chains.
Nice.
A little bit of a splash damage there.
So the target takes 1d10, and then 5 creatures in 5 feet take 2d6.
Yeah, on a failed death save. And that's including the target itself. So, very powerful.
Damn.
So, Zizix, what is your plan with this item?
Zizix is just gonna stand there drooling for a second.
I'm gonna like wave my hand in front of his eyes, like, hey, Zizix, everything.
Whatever we do, we cannot let Lek take this.
Sounds pretty powerful by that statement.
Are you familiar with Drizzt Do'Urden?
You're not.
Cannot say that I am.
He was alive 2 centuries ago. You were alive over 13 ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the most renowned
Rangers.
what kind of
Drow.
elf was he? He was a drow, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the most renowned drow ranges to have lived. And this bow has somehow absorbed the magical essence of Auril?
Really now. Is this something that we would be able to use against her if we have a piece of her magic?
That I would not be so sure of. I assume she's immune to cold.
I would assume that too. But if we
But
can
this would help get us to her, though.
Right.
And then I'll just kind of rehash all the different properties that it has and
Yep.
To him.
Wow. So this is a very powerful weapon.
By far the most powerful I've ever seen. How did Mister get this? Or I guess at least Gendrick.
I'm unsure. Do you want to hold on to it for safekeeping?
I really don't know.
Or would you prefer to leave it with me?
You're probably better equipped to safe keep it.
Well, how are you with a bow?
This is just gonna hold this thing up, and it's like probably 3 times as tall as he is.
Not quite 3 times.
Or yeah, twice.
It's got a good couple feet on you.
It's a longbow, right? So
Yeah.
those are typically around 6 feet.
That's true.
I don't think I can use this. At least not well.
However, as you start to hold it, and as time goes by, as you're continuing to hold this weapon, you see it start to shrink in size as magical items scale to the user.
Gotcha. Okay, so then above table, what is a longbow a specific weapon class that I have to be proficient in?
I don't know if, let's see.
Because I have firearms and simple weapons.
I think longbow is
I think it's ranged.
Yeah, but I think like short bow falls into simple.
Because I can use crossbows.
It is a martial weapon. So you do not have proficiency to use it. At this level, the +2 would probably make up for 66% of that loss.
So, I mean, my thing is, with the attack, I'm not so concerned about the attack, to be honest. It's more of the charges that it has.
Yeah.
Especially if the ice knife is based on an int or a spell spell casting.
Yeah.
Like, that's my bread and butter. Especially that vesture of ice, that could.
It's very tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
And then from a character perspective, he would be very concerned that this is going to bring a lot of attention to him. I mean, it's going to bring a lot of attention to anyone that wields it, I guess.
There's a lot to think about for Zizix here at this point. So while you guys are mulling that discovery over, we'll hop back over to the tavern where everybody else is, and drinks have been more rounds have been presented to the party. What are you guys doing over at the tavern?
Look, like in my defense, I thought it would be funny. I didn't think you would shit your pants, though.
Yes, well, in hindsight, that seems quite a small thing now.
Yes, I've truly been horrible to you. I plan to atone and make it better. I don't know what I can do to do that. I could play you a song.
That's quite all right. Like I said, just give it some time. We'll talk again of this.
Very well. Would anyone else like to hear a song or speak to me at all, or should I just go back to my cup?
Well, now that I know you don't like playing, I won't request a song. Andy's gonna kind of stand up and pat him on the shoulder and say, I think I'm gonna go get a room.
About how long have they been gone?
We're gonna pick up just about, they've been gone for maybe 5 minutes. We're traveling back in time a little bit.
I have a bad feeling about this.
About what?
Well, they've been gone for 5 minutes. They haven't returned. I don't know where the shop is, but they could be in danger.
You're starting to sound like Lysander.
No? Maybe I just have a premonition of some kind.
Well, I'm going to go to the inn. I'm sure they can handle themselves, and I have had a lot to drink.
I'll walk you, Adriana, provided you don't mind my company.
I'll tag
Oh,
along
I
too.
don't mind. Awesome.
I suppose
Lucky me.
I'll come too. If
Please,
you don't
please.
mind me tagging along, that is.
Not at all.
You're always welcome in my graces, Lek.
Yes.
Great. Then here I come.
Carcass, what are you gonna do? Sorry.
I would like to get up to leave with them, and I would like to ask Andy. And since everyone was saying things about the things that they have done, was I supposed to tell them about the big thing that makes the soup?
You can if you want to, Carcass.
Ponte told me I should not tell people about that, though.
Honestly, Carcass, I think that's more Pointy's thing to tell people than yours. He's the one that got you into it, right?
Oh, no. We talked about it for a while, and we decided it would be best if we took it and made ourselves more riches.
You're not activated, babe.
Oh, well, I'd say you're okay, Carcass. I think they know.
Oh, did
Since you
I
said-
already tell them?
Since you said you and Pointy's money, we kind of assumed.
I do respect the hustle.
Oh, yes, we like to steal things a lot. And then we sell them. But our poor friend, he lost his teeth that way. And I felt very bad for him.
Well, teeth are an overrated experience sometimes.
Every body part's replaceable. Wink.
Back in Cormier, my father had someone who used to chew his food for him. It was quite disgusting, and I think they had something else going on under the table, but, that's neither here nor there. I'm not one to judge.
That is really gross.
I don't know, that does sound like it would save a lot of time.
Ew.
I could chew your food, pending it's been cooked, if that's what you want, Carcass.
If anyone in our group chews anyone else's food and they eat it, someone's just gonna have to kill me.
So that's where you draw the line, Adriana.
I will do that for you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
So where is this inn? Where's a place we can sleep? I'm getting tired.
Andy will lead the way.
All right. You guys make your way out of the tavern and through the dark city, enshrouded in cover of night.
Are our bugbears joining us, thus negating any stealth we might have, or are they fending for themselves sleep-wise today?
They weren't quite ready to turn in, and Brack, he'll say they're gonna finish the rest of their food and take a look around town for the night. They'll be along later.
Just don't harm anyone or do anything that, well, I wouldn't do. Although, that's probably not a good... Maybe do everything I wouldn't do.
Don't drink the water. I hear it's brackish.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Brack, he nods. He nods and he says, "We'll be on good behavior. especially with the extra tip we were given.
We appreciate that. I'll throw him another 5 gold. Why not?
But if you guys do have to kill anyone, please come and get me first, because I like to kill things.
Understood, Sir Carcass.
Oh, my name is just the Carcass.
Very good, the Carcass.
Sir Carcass. I do like the sound of that.
Oh, there is not enough blood in that sentence.
Sir Carcass the Bloody, then.
Oh, I do like the sound of that.
I will make you captain of my guard back in Cormier if you choose to accompany me.
Oh, no. I need to get home, because everyone keeps telling me this is not the Kothos.
Understood. It was worth a conversation, at least.
So, the bugbears go about their night, and you guys make your way over to the Northern Light. And inside, you see the two sisters holding down the fort. It's pretty dead at this point, as it's still technically early afternoon-ish. But it's been an exhausting day for you guys, and you turn in, and they ask, how can they help you?
Rooms, please.
Sure. How many?
Are we bunking together, or are we going separate?
I'm fine either way.
Believe it or not, Silas, I would like to have that conversation with you, so I wouldn't mind bunking with you if you're not averse to that, despite the things I've already said tonight.
No, I'm not adverse at all. Do you want to be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Andy's gonna get rooms for, well, they're discussing which spoon is which. Andy's gonna get 2 rooms, one for Carcass, one for her in Eclipse.
Okay.
Don't push it.
And she tells you all where the rooms are, and she points down the hallway, and she wishes you guys a good night, and breakfast will be served in the morning.
Yeah, and I'll cover like a nice room.
On the house, your friends of Andy and Carcass here, they've been a great help.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
When Andy starts heading towards the room, she'll make sure to show Carcass which one is his.
Okay. And you guys start to make your way down the hallway, and then all of a sudden, the door on your left goes.
No one could hear that.
Knocking on the door.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Who is it?
Come in. Sorry, my bad. Griselda's dead, right?
And Lysander and Zizix, you hear the knocking from the unseen servant.
In a panic, I'm gonna put the bow back into the chest.
Okay.
But I'll also take out the book that's in there before I do that.
Okay.
And then I'll close the lid and push the chest under one of the beds.
Yep. Hiding an invisible chest makes sense.
Well, it has my
handprint.
handprint on
That's
it,
right,
and plus,
that's right.
if someone walked into it, they'd trip over it.
True. That's very considerate of you.
Yeah.
So the knocking on the door, the chest is quickly stashed. Did Zizix make a shriek of any kind when the knocking might have surprised you guys?
Zizix is still probably too speechless to really make too much noise, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, he'd probably be shuffling around and, like, they'd probably hear a whole bunch of, like, tumbling and hurried stuff from the outside, but I wouldn't shriek or anything.
Okay. And what would you guys like to respond to the knocking? And you hear voices outside saying, "Who is it? And come in."
I'm gonna keep quiet, knowing that it's my unseen servant.
Okay. So if you guys in the room are staying quiet, there is no answer at the door for you all outside.
It's very peculiar. Usually, people knock from outside the room, not inside.
Maybe they're just having a little fun. I'm not one to judge.
Right, the bed.
Oh, I do like to have fun, and I will start knocking on the door from the other side.
What a delight he is.
After hearing Carcass, I assume I would know it's Carcass at that point.
Yeah, Carcass is pretty easy to identify.
Yeah. Before I say anything too loud, I'll just kind of whisper to Vega to keep this a secret, and I'm sure that he completely understands.
Oh yeah.
He's still a mouse. He can't talk.
Squeak, squeak.
Perfect.
And then I'll say, Carcass, is that you?
Oh, Styx, are you knocking to come out of the room? Do you need the help?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. So we are just having fun?
Always.
Oh, that's great. And I will knock on the door some more.
Are you having fun with Lysander?
That was my question as well.
Well, he is in here.
Well, congratulations.
I hear he's a sailor now. Wink.
Well, thank you.
Andy rolls her eyes and proceeds to the ladies' room.
Please answer for me. Does he have like a vibrating function?
Zizix will just turn to Lysander and let him answer that, because Lysander is his own person.
Just gonna shake my head.
Did he answer? I didn't hear anything.
Is the pleasure setting that high right now?
He's just meditating.
I didn't know he could meditate. Interesting.
Thought
you need like a spirit for something like that. Oh, it's weird. It's fucking weird.
What does meditate mean?
Oh, it's a whole lot of nothing. You sit down, you cross legs, you make a weird symbol with your hands, you close your eyes, and you breathe heavy, and some people think you go drift far away, and it's a bunch of shite.
Oh, I don't want to sit on the ground with my legs crossed and shite.
Right? It sounds uncomfortable.
I will say there's a lot more to it than just that, Silas. Sometimes you can commune with other beings that way.
Andy, the player, is personally attacked right now.
I can't imagine wanting to commune with anything else. I barely like communing with people. Face to face? Now I have to do that when I'm trying to sleep? That sounds awful.
You don't do it when trying to sleep. I mean, you can, but I digress. Can we just go to our room? Clearly, this was just a mere misunderstanding.
No.
And I don't think either of them wants our presence anyways.
Probably not. I'm sure it's their private fun. Let's go have some of our own. Come on, Luck.
Right.
So
Nice to hear that they've made up.
They find themselves feeling alone and isolated within the party together. So there's some solace in that. But
it can hold at night.
So we'll start off with everyone segregating into their rooms. Carcass, did you have a room to yourself? Is that what you bought, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is very fun, but not very fun at all at the same time.
So I assume you're going to continue knocking at their door.
Yeah,
'Cause that was having
until the fun is over, I will keep knocking.
I will ask Vega if he wants to go and socialize with Caucus.
Okay. So Vega remains as a mouse and slips under the door. And Carcass, you see a mouse coming out from underneath the door.
Oh, I would like to squish it.
Okay. With your foot?
Wait. Does it look delicious?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
To your standards, yes.
Then yes, I would like to try and pick it up and bite it.
Okay. I would like you to make a dexterity check.
That is a 13.
Hey. So we will make Vega have a dexterity saving throw. We're giving him a +2. He fails. Carcass, you nab the mouse and you start to bring it up to your teeth.
Yes, I would like to then put it in my mouth and bite down.
And as your mouth...
At least the head, so I can kind of hold it and rip all at the same time.
Okay. And as you start to bite down, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Would that be just an unarmed strike?
Yeah. We'll call it that.
That would only be a 14.
You start to bite down on the mouse, and then all of a sudden it gets really heavy. And then what looks like an elephant starts to shape in your hand, and it gets bigger for your palm. And then you find yourself with Vega's trunk in your mouth.
This is a very big mouse.
Hey, bud. Don't try to eat me. That's not fun. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had a mouse.
Well, I think I saw the mouse run into the room the other way. We should go see if we can find it.
Yes, we should find it because that mouse looked very tasty, and I'm still very hungry. No one fed me enough food today.
And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Let's go see if we can fix that."
Okay, that sounds fine.
And you guys make your way into the other unopened room down this hallway. Andy and Eclipse, what would you like to do before resting for the night?
Andy's probably just gonna crash because she's had so many drinks.
Oh, true. You should make a... you don't need to make a Constitution saving throw. You're pretty well tipsy.
Eclipse is very tired from all of the shenanigans, so she's just gonna curl up and go to sleep.
Okay. Lek and Silas, would you like to have that in-room conversation at this point?
Yes. You know, Silas, I've gotta hand it to you.
Oh?
At first, I was reasonably upset with you and done with you in my mind, but now that I look back at the situation from a cooler head, it's pretty brilliant. You've put me in a situation where, well, you violated my trust. You are literally the only friend I now have in the entire group. Whereas I couldn't say that before, now you are. So, yeah. And and now I'm at a disadvantage, and I'm not at your mercy anymore, but you, I don't know, I kind of do see the benefit of you revealing my secrets. Perhaps not how I would have wanted things to go, but now my path is clear, and I know, well, maybe not who I can trust, but I at least know somebody who isn't looking to. Well, I don't know. I must say, now that we are here, I'm a little concerned about not everybody in our group and how they're going to ultimately respond to the information I've given out, but for some, namely Lysander and Zizix, I am a bit concerned about what's going to happen next.
They won't be harming you.
No, I suspect not. But, well, I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they made a move to dismiss me altogether from our little band. And if they did, quite frankly, I wouldn't blame them.
I don't believe they will. Lek, have you ever played Dragon Chess?
There's been a few times where I have, yes, amongst my ambassadorial days.
It's a wonderful game, but it's a lot more complicated than people seem to give it credit for. You have to know what pawns to sacrifice in order to get your king or queen into position.
Well, that's just it, though. I feel I've lost most of my pieces that I had to play, and I'm only left with the desperate ones. Or I'm a bit stuck. You might say I'm in check right now. At least that's how I feel.
You have so many moves on the table, you just need a keen eye to point them out. Like, I understand that I betrayed your trust, and I would be understanding if you never forgave me or trusted me again. But I assure you I would not have done so flippantly if it didn't benefit the both of us.
See, and that's more or less where I'm at. I know you well enough to know that nothing is ever just what it is. And, well, yes, so since this was, on the surface, very bad for me, on the other hand, I know it's probably in a way very good for me.
Quite honestly, I would say it's probably one of the best things that could have happened for you. At least since coming to this frozen hellscape.
That has yet to be seen, but let's just say I'm more optimistic about it now than I was initially.
Look, you have Adriana on your side, feeling sympathetic for you as ever. And the fact that she might be able to help your sickness is immensely beneficial. It won't cost you so much gold to find a random cleric to try and get it out of you now.
True enough.
And with people understanding that your need for magic items fuels your power, you are even more of an asset to us. Should we ever have anything that you need and we could spare, don't push the issue too much, but if I die, I don't give a damn what you do to my loot.
That's just it though. It's really not any old magical item. It's only the ones he asks me about. It's not as simple as I think most people think it is based on what we just talked about, but I suppose it's here nor there right now.
Yes, well, now I'm a bit wounded. My loot's not good enough. Poppycock.
Well, I suppose it would be worth a shot if that day ever came, but at the moment it's not really caught my eye, if you know what I mean.
It's a very nice loot.
Alright, I take that back.
Well, that's good. Look, I look forward to catching your eye in all manner of ways, but quite honestly, it's important that we maintain trust with each other, and I do apologize for going off script, as it were.
Oh, it's alright. That's alright. Like I said before, it has given me a lot of clarity on where to go from here. And it's really told me a lot about what I am.
Well, there's one more thing, perhaps. If any of them do turn on you, I'm happy to do to them what I've been doing to Carcass.
Well, that's good to know. But, like I said, while I've lost some of the pieces that at one point I thought to be advantageous, I do still have other pieces in play. They may be desperate ones, but they're there if I need them, so... But I'll bear that in mind, and I do appreciate it.
Of course.
So as far as it's concerned, I don't care to waste time on grudges or anything like that. I have none with you, Silas. I appreciate who you are and what you can do for me, as you appreciate what I can do for you. That is our relationship, and that's fine by me.
It is, isn't it? And such a fine relationship. Lek, may I give you one last piece of unsolicited advice? You know it's my favorite thing to do.
What's stopping you?
The key to Dragon Chess is to always keep an extra piece or two up your sleeve. And I know you probably have one or two. But should you not, I'm going to give you a piece.
Oh?
Yes.
Do tell.
Is that dramatic pause for me to end the session on that cliffhanger?
No, I'm not going to be here next week, most likely.
True.
I was scrolling through my notes.
Ah.
Her name is Rosalind Hellar. She is the only person I've ever loved. Do with that what you will.
I see. All right. Thank you, Silas. I will bear that in mind should the time come where I need to use such a unique piece.
Wonderful. I hope you rest well, Lek. Oh, yes?
Yes, speaking of resting, since I do feel it's only fair, could you heal me really quick?
Oh, yes, I think I could do that. How bad are you looking?
Well, let's just say if we were to number how good our body was on a scale of 1 to 34, for no apparent reason, my number would be 2.
Oh, that is terrible. I'll cast a few healing words.
Thank you.
Oh.
The first one at level 2. That's 11 back.
Damn.
That's another 11 back.
Damn.
You guys are
Do you
about
need
to
another?
do a long rest.
I was about to say the same thing, but
I actually realized that, but I was really enjoying the moment, so.
Oh,
it's
man.
funny.
And every time I give him a healing word, I'll just be like, you have impeccable taste of fashion. Your one eye is quite lovely. Your face isn't terrible.
Ah, well. I must say, Silas, I feel like if I was ever to act on my more carnal feelings for you, now would be the time.
That was a third 11, by the way.
3 11s. Wow.
Yes, I can see your energy right now. It looks amber.
Oh, it's definitely amber. I think that's what two different colors make.
Yes. Well, are you feeling better?
Yes, much better. I have a clear path. I feel much better. I'm ready to move on.
Wonderful. Please don't kill me in my sleep, Lek. I understand you could, but please don't.
Like I said, you are far more useful to me alive.
As you are to me. And if Lek does not object, Silas will lean in, kiss the bridge of his nose, and then head to bed.
Lek will, when he kisses the bridge of his nose, Lek will hold him in place for a moment, and then gently let go.
Wonderful. Good night, Lek.
Good night, Silas.
And on that note, that's going to be where we wrap up tonight's session. Good job, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of plot.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives style.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
That was awesome.
That was
D&D of our lives.
the D&D of our lives. Yeah, true. But you know what? That was a really powerful and I thought really good, well-acted scene by both players there at the end. It really caught like a nice story arc from the all the way from the outing of the hatched plans from weeks ago down to the gaslighting in the bedroom and leaning in for a kiss at the end. That was oh man, that was good stuff.
Thank you. That was so much. That was really enjoyable. Honestly, it was.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for being such a wonderful dance partner, Lek.
Anytime, Silas.
And I hope all of you watching at home have enjoyed it as well. And if you haven't already, hit the follow button. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. Get notified when we go live. And if you missed anything and you want to catch up, check us out on our YouTube channel down below. We post the next day, so you don't have to wait very long to catch up. But until then, until next week, we bid you guys all adieu. And we hope to see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Farewell.
Farewell.